The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Thursday Night Football Super Boost Thursday, November 18th, 2021. Here we go. Today's a big day because today is a day where Week 11 begins in this beautiful, crazy, wild, unpredictable 2021 NFL season. So not only are we chugging along and it seems like we're right in the middle of the tunnel, the light at the beginning of the tunnel long ago, the light at the end of the tunnel, especially now that it's a 17-game season, so go ahead and extend it another week, long way ahead. Now we're in the thick of it. Which teams are going to separate and rise to the top of the Lombardi Mountain? Which teams will get a tie in Pittsburgh and never compete well again? Whoa. I'm not saying that that's going to be the Lions or any other team that's potentially going to tie, but now is the time where we find out the pretenders, the contenders, and on Thursday Night Football, 1 week removed from Lamar Jackson losing to the Miami Dolphins in his hometown just days before his jersey? Yeah, jersey.
Yeah.
His jersey celebration at Louisville. Number's a different thing than jersey. His jersey celebration, they lose down in Miami. Nobody could have expected that, but tonight, instead of a risk-free same-game parlay, because we all know that the risk-free same-game parlay Thursday Night Football Thursday situation is officially dead because it brought too much devastation, making me feel dead inside every single Thursday night when I should have been looking forward to the weekend that was. Tonight, we will have a super boost, a boosted bet from the FanDuel Sportsbook that was not selected by me, I'll have you know.
No.
I'm not somebody that's like, hey, you know what? I'm terrible at something right now, so I'm going to have me do it.
Okay. Sure.
That is not, hey, I'm not good at this thing. You know what? Fucking sign me up to do it. I think if you actually go back through my life, that is one of the things that I hope I can hopefully give to my child. The next, like, hey, sometimes you're just not going to have, like, hey, sometimes you're going to stink and you're going to have to recognize that you stink and you're going to have to acknowledge that you stink and then you're going to have to act accordingly. And that doesn't mean that you're going to stink forever. No, it just means in that particular situation, you stink. And right now, I can say, I stink at picking super boosts and stuff like that.
It's good. It's big of you.
Very big of you.
Thank you.
Self-aware. Not a lot of that in society these days.
Thank you, Tone. Thank you, Connor. Thank you, Todd.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Pat.
And whenever you're down in this self-aware cage of mirrors where all you can see is yourself, you have to think, how do I get out of here? Oh my God, this stinks. I don't want to be the guy that can't pick a fucking super boost that can make everybody more money than they can make on any other sports book because you have access to things that other people don't, like a text to FanDuel saying, hey, how about this bet right here being boosted higher than anywhere else just because I think we can maybe get you. And that's what this relationship's all about. Not everybody has that access.
No.
I do have that access. So whenever you're down at the bottom and you think you can't use that access for the better good of the people, what do you have to do? You have to start figuring out solutions. This particular solution, hey, Canadian Wonder Boy.
Yeah,
Here we go.
That's right.
Hey, Gumpy, you let me know what I should be boosting because I look at the hammered Dahn Cowboys.
All right, done.
Keep them moving. A sports gambling show that goes live at youtube.com/hammer Dahn. 15 minutes after our show ends every single Monday through Friday. And I see two cowboys who've been riding the pony and saddling the horse of sports gambling, just like everybody else. And they have been absolutely corralling the FanDuel Sportsbook. They go in there on their big quarter horses. How you doing? We're here now. They get their big-ass lasso out like they're Jared Allen, and they dive deep into the sports book to find bets that none of us even know exist, and they lasso, and they pull that thing back, and then they speak it into existence, which you're not supposed to do in the gambling world because the gambling gods are supposed to punish you for openly talking about what your bets are. Somehow, the hammered Dahn Cowboys have rode horses into success in sports gambling for 6 to 7 months straight now.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
No.
None.
Impossible.
So tonight, we attempt to get a boost. We attempt to get a bet. We attempt to get more money from FanDuel than anybody else can get because we're going to boost an odd that is going to come out of the brain of the Canadian Wonder Boy back there.
Hell yeah.
Who's the hottest of hot and the hottest of shows.
Yes.
Hammer, Dahn, Bubba Gumpino. I don't think you can necessarily announce the Super Boost just yet because we don't know if it's up there yet. And to be honest, we don't know if FanDuel knows this is coming.
Sure.
Okay.
Not 100% sure how it's going to go.
What are you guys doing here? We got a boost.
We got a boost. Bingo. That's exactly what I show up in the text message. How you doing? How's your family? Family good?
Family good.
I got an idea. We'd like this to get boosted. So that has been sent. I think it's going to happen. But Gumpy, you knew that the pressure was going to be on you today. And when I looked in your eyes and when the rest of this office looked in your eyes, I saw that you saw a winner. Yeah. And I can't thank you enough for what you did for all of us, Gumpy. Hey, thank you, Gumpy. Thank you for this win, Gump.
It's an absolute honor, boys. I'll ride the saddle every goddamn day.
Okay, well, we'll figure out which horse you're on, though, and then we'll continue to ride accordingly because with great access comes great responsibility. And if we're not taking advantage of the Super Boost, in which it has won, please.
Of course. Oh, yeah. Plenty of time.
It has. But everybody was getting that mix up with the risk-free same-game parlay.
Right.
And they're like, do you ever win? Do you ever win? I was starting to think to myself, you're right. I don't.
Lines were blurred.
I don't know. Yeah, the lines were blurred. People, I don't know anymore. So now our horse is Gumpy.
Hell yeah.
Here we go, Gumpy.
And we will ride this Canadian filly. No. Philly's a
Stallion.
stallion. We will ride this Canadian stallion into the Super Boost promised land. And when they put roses around the neck of that Canadian stallion, we will all look at our account and say, we fucking did it. Boys, we did it.
We did it. Man. Good pick, Gumpy.
Good pick, Gumpy.
Here we go.
We don't even know if we're going to be able to get it boosted, and maybe this entire 9 minutes was an effort to publicly shame FanDuel into getting it boosted because it is quite an ask.
Oh, yeah.
This is quite an ask.
Oh, yeah.
But I can't wait for tonight's game. Patriots-Falcons. Patriots going into Atlanta, favored by 6.5, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody's saying that's moving to 7, too. What is this all about? Is it because of what happened with the Falcons and the Cowboys? Because it's not too long ago, the Falcons weren't a bad team at all.
Just beat the Panthers, too, right before the Cowboys, I believe. And,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm worried because I feel the same way I do tonight as I did about the Ravens last week. Like, I took the Pats, sue me, at 20.5 tonight because it feels like they could go on and rout them. But at the same
Sue
time,
me?
yeah.
Sue me. Hey, sorry.
Sue me.
Hey, sorry.
Screw it. But also, you know, with how successful these underdogs have been, like we saw the last 3 weeks, 28-14 and something else. So I don't feel great about it, but at the same time, 20.5, 3 touchdowns will win.
Go on, Tone. I heard some gabagool coming from the line reading out of your brain and out of your face as Connor was speaking there.
Yeah, it's a little worrisome because of the primetime dogs and how they've been playing.
Hey, the primetime dogs.
And because FanDuel did have the Pats at 7 yesterday, and they dropped them down to 6.5, even though everyone's betting the Pats. So that is a red flag alert.
Big time.
But I have...
Everybody's betting the Pats.
Oh, yeah. Pats are rolling.
I do... I will say this.
Let the Cowboys
The biggest
We got Bill
mismatch...
He's
Belichick.
stallion. He's stallion.
right.
He's
We
stallion.
got Bill Belichick on a short week.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
One of the biggest
quarterback.
mismatches of the week, though, is this Patriots defense against the Atlanta Falcons offense. And defense travels, and defense can play on a short week. We'll be all right.
And Mac Jones they don't even know where they're at right now. They, on the road, whatever. I don't think they're just kind of living. It seems like they're in maybe episode 1 of Man in the Arena.
Oh, so you're saying them, barely losing to the Bucs is kind of like Brady barely losing to the Rams in his first season.
Well, I just think the entire thought that Mac Jones is smart enough to understand the offense, which he is.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he doesn't know what he doesn't know yet. Like Thursday Night Football, on the road, Matt Ryan's 55 years old, getting paid $200 million. He's been around the block. You know, like there is a lot of reasons why you would naturally say, oh, the veteran is probably right here. I don't think any of us view Mac Jones as a rookie, though. Right? Am I the only? I am having a hard time, and I don't know if it's. I do not judge Mac Jones versus Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson. Hell, even throwing Mike White, Fields, like for whatever reason, maybe it's because the situation is so much better. That team spent $160 million in free agents. They have weapons, and it's Bill Belichick running the whole thing. But it feels like he is just like a grown-ass man out there. It really does feel like it. And Josh McDaniels and Bill, they're not going to put him in anything he can't handle, it feels like. But that's a lot of points on the road, primetime game as a rookie quarterback. It's kind of befuddling here.
He's definitely in a better situation, but he doesn't turn the ball over, really. Like, I feel like with all these other rookies, like you see these guys constantly throwing interceptions, and he might not be throwing for 300-plus yards a game, but, like, if you don't really turn the ball over and you have a really good defense and you have a good run game, like, you're going to be just fine. But it is. I mean, after Thursday, I have no idea what to think. Like, there was no way the Ravens should have got beat, and they did. So.
Okay, so the short week, it's easy to look at the quarterbacks.
Sure.
Say, hey, who will handle the short week better? Because they have to read defenses and learn what the offense is and everything like that. So you would think rookie quarterback, not great. But then you got to remember that this guy is the coach. And he's smiling, talking about the short week, talking about defensive. I mean, Bill Belichick seems to be happier when he gets asked a question in which he knows there is a great answer for.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I've actually done a thesis on this, so buckle up, and that's as opposed to the Bill Belichick, we play football Thursday.
Football's football.
Falcons actually a bird, but on Thursday they're a football team. We're trying to play good all the time. Shut the fuck up. Next question. But whenever there's something that he has a thesis on, or he feels very, very, very like, hey, this needs a voice or a better voice, it feels like he's right. That's like his actual joy and happiness. Win a Super Bowl on that stage for 4 or 5 seconds, probably happiness. Sure. And then do the whole celebration thing.
Right. Which?
And combine. Go to the draft.
Hugging.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Bill sticking his tongue out.
Yeah.
Those moments, there's probably like 10 minutes there.
Yeah.
There's probably like 10 minutes there where he's actually happy. And then all of a sudden, as soon as it's the next day, it's like, how do we get back there again? And then for him, I think whenever he gets a chance to make people feel dumb about something or explain or give a voice to something, he is incredibly thrilled. How could you ever pick against that guy on a short week? Honestly, how could you? Especially with them having one down year, him being very open about it. And then he even started talking about the team in a different fashion. We started seeing a different Bill Belichick in the media and in the public as the team turned. And then all of a sudden in the offseason, wildly aggressive. Bill immediately saw the problem, did critical thinking. How do we fix it? We pay a lot of fucking money, Bob. Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
You want to keep celebrating up there with Kenny Chesney? You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
You want to keep hugging Kenny Chesney? You want to have John Bon Jovi? You want to keep selling this place out? How about that Patriot place in the casino you got? You know how much money comes from that? This is what we're going to have to do day one of the tampering period. It's hard for me to ever pick against Bill Belichick, especially after watching Man in the Arena when he was like, hey, Drew Bledsoe, everybody thinks you're really good. You just came back and won for us, actually, in a game that nobody thought. We paid you the most money. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Give me pick 199. So it's, I don't know how you could ever pick against that guy in a short week, I guess.
Well, and to your point about making people feel stupid, I believe he's undefeated against first-year coaches this year, and I think it's a pretty damn good record overall in the past 5 years.
Yeah, but Artie Smith.
Smith,
right.
hey, he's a first-year head coach. Their best offensive weapon is this young guy they took at number 4, Kyle Pitts, who is a tight end, who Bill Belichick loves, who probably studied pretty damn close, who will, to give him the Tony Gonzalez treatment, because that photo of him smiling is actually when they asked him, are you guys going to do what you did to Tony Gonzalez to Kyle Pitts? And he said, well, I don't think you can really do that to tight ends anymore. And then they showed this clip of Gerard Mayo, who's now a coach, and Jamie Collins just mauling the shit out of Tony Gonzalez on the line of scrimmage. So I feel great about it. I feel great about damn near every game, especially when, you've put up 50 points in damn near 3 straight weeks. So it should be a good game.
It should be a good game. The way they used to take out weapons, like the way they used to take people out.
Yeah.
not even just the Patriots. I'm talking about him. They used to treat people like you've all seen the Calvin Johnson photo where it looks like a punt coverage thing. But those guys that were in like slot or tight ends, they would literally just have defensive ends and linebackers just tackle them. Like right to the line of scrimmage, I'm blocking it, and then just tackle people right down to the ground. Like, this is how it went. Now you can't do it. Now, especially with how Kyle Pitts moves and how Artie Smith knows how good he is. But let's just assume Bill Belichick, greatest coach and GM in the history of the game, is going to have some form of Kyle Pitts is even going to go, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Because this was, it was cool. And I bring this up a lot just strictly because I was there for it. Reggie Wayne was the guy that the Patriots got rid of in games, right? He was the focus. He's getting double, he's getting shaded and everything like that. Then when it became T.Y.'s time, when Reggie was there, like, hey, Bill Belichick is taking T.Y. out. I think it was a massive compliment to T.Y. Hilton. I think T.Y. knew that was the case, but he also got pretty like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And you would see some clips in film of what they were doing to confuse T.Y. So T.Y. thought it was just like how a quarterback can see ghosts or whatever. If it's a check with me style play and the quarterback and the wide receiver aren't on the same page, Bill Belichick knows all that shit.
Yeah.
They would have like almost 3-4 people watching T.Y. on any given play, and your quarterback just gets a little bit like, I don't even know what to do. That's how they can eliminate players like Kyle Pitts, who is their guy. Bill will always have some sort of way to kind of do that. But once again, how come everybody doesn't just fucking do it? I don't understand why it's always like, Bill, hey, against rookie quarterbacks, Bill. Hey, against rookie coaches, Bill's going to. Hey, against your best weapon, Bill's going to make the play left-handed. It's like, how come the guy won for 20 straight fucking years? How come everybody isn't doing that? The players that are on the team, the ability to be able to adapt in and out of different coverages and schemes and strategies. That's just why you always, I think, especially at this stage of the season, where Mac looks comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
The defense seems to be playing on a little bit of a string.
Coming alive.
Kyle Van Noy getting paid by the Dolphins still is starting to really do. I mean, it is. I'm excited to watch tonight. Honestly, primetime game for Mac Jones, too. This is the first of not the first, but this is one of the first that we're getting a chance to see Mac under the bright lights, and he's a much different quarterback now than he was just a few weeks ago. This could be a big, big, memorable Thursday.
Well, and Cordero Patterson, too, former Patriot. He's another one of their guys, so you assume
he's their guy.
Yeah. You assume
he's unbelievable.
He is their guy.
Yeah, Bill should at least know what he does, like what he doesn't. And also, to your point about the copycat league, because they just lost 43-3, can Bill just throw on that tape and be like, all right, we're just going to do what the Cowboys did, and we're going to beat them by 40.
All right. Everybody just look at your position. We're going to watch this game straight through. That would be amazing. But there's probably concepts in there that they can add on. You know, it's so much fun to think about the amount of detail that goes into every play that is called. You would hope, at least, and the reasoning behind it, and the amount of film study, and the stats and analytics department getting involved. And then whenever you see a team just lay an egg, it's like, what happened? I mean, there's people that spent 19 hours a day watching film to make this game plan, and then you get 44 zipped. How does that even? And it's a tough day, I assume, for those coaches that next day. They sleep in the office. They get it right. They get it figured out. You just never know what team's going to show up. And maybe the Falcons are a buzzsaw tonight.
They might. Yeah. I mean, you never know, especially on these Thursday night games. I would have never thought the Ravens won, but also the Ravens don't have Bill Belichick coaching for them.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You guys watch Hard Knocks last night?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit.
I enjoyed it.
I think it's better. It's better than the preseason one. Like when you actually get to see the guys who are going to be playing on Sunday and stuff like that. Like it's better.
So for me, and I assume for a lot of guys that used to play in the NFL, it did feel as if I was back because I was actually in those stadium, in that locker room, in that building. It felt as if I was back on the team almost. Couple moments where I think they did potentially miss a player like me in the in the room when they were reading off game balls for Jonathan Taylor. And it was deathly quiet.
Yeah, very awkward.
That's an awkward situation. You're kind of leaving Jonathan Taylor out on an island of uncomfort.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there has to be at least one person go, ooh! Yeah. Has to be
Hype
one.
Him up a little.
Has to just to break up the monotony of the discomfort.
He kept looking at the guy, too, like, Jesus fucking Christ, can you just, cut it off? For
And the people next to him, and that's the game ball thing is normally a big ceremony. Obviously, like, representing and recognizing the game that was and everything like that. I think that was one moment where I was like, oh, I wonder if they have rules against just like random, ooh!
Yeah, cheering.
Just a little bit of a heads up, but might be a different generation.
True.
It might be a completely different generation there.
But
what?
I mean, could still fucking hype your boy up.
Yeah, I think I don't know what happened. What was that all about? I didn't know what that was all about. I was almost uncomfortable watching it. I was like, what is the deal? But they have a good culture over there. Everybody knows they have a good culture. Right. That's their thing. Who wants to mess it up? But how about Bubba? You know, Ventrone, Pittsburgh dude, played for the Patriots for a long time. He fucking goes, hey, X, you're going to be able to get in here. Everybody is available for a block. And now I watched that, and then I knew that they ended up blocking one. And I think they could have tied that in a little bit together, tighter, because there was like 45 minutes in between Bubba calling it, basically, and then it happening. But every week there is some sort of block that everybody thinks could be a block.
Yeah.
You just got to hope that it happens on a regular basis. Carson Wentz, I think, looked good in there.
Absolutely.
I enjoyed Carson. I think, my wife knows me. Listen.
Yeah.
Playing football.
Playing football.
Him and Frank Reich, too. Hearing that whole entire backstory when he was in North Dakota was
driving in his car with him back to the thing, and them talking about Phillips 213.
That's right.
Phillips 123.
Check this out, Coach.
It's like destiny, those two.
Legitimately.
It is. So I guess whenever, everybody in Philly was saying, there's only one man that can fix Carson Wentz. It's that John Frank Reich.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what they were saying in Philly. It's that John. Get those two back together. And I was a little bit hesitant. I was like, whoa. We don't necessarily need this guy that we have seen play football for your team for the last 2 years, okay? We have eyes, too, over here in Indianapolis. I understand we're not the original capital of the United States, and I understand we might have much different personalities on how we go about day to day, and the Johns and the Yins and the Y'alls. Okay, there's a lot of differences, but we've seen this broken quarterback too, a guy who seems like he hates everything about football. There's no reason for you to push him, especially his massive contract on us, just because you guys want to get rid of him or whatever. They were right though, I think. After watching Hard Knocks, Frank Reich was probably the only guy that Carson probably super connected with. Especially because that car drive. And it's great to see it's all coming together, because during the Hard Knocks, they were like, week 1 loss, week 2 this. And they're like, we got to get it back together. Don't blink. Don't blink is basically what everybody said. In that culture, in that locker room, they didn't. And they got a lot more to prove. I think they're very excited about it. But anytime you get an owner coming in after a big-time game in a probably $100,000 to $200,000 outfit, if you count the watches and everything in there, and he starts banging on a garbage can. Wait, we will rock you. How could you blink? Jim Irsay living his best fucking life, by the way.
Unbelievable.
I assume, and I'm not going to speak for Jim Irsay because I cannot act as if I am anywhere near the person that Jim Irsay is, or the life that Jim Irsay has lived, or anything like that. From what I've been told from people behind closed doors that have been in Indianapolis for a long time, said that this is their favorite Jim Irsay that they've ever encountered. They think that his grandkids that were born potentially gave him a new spark and a new energy to potentially enjoy life and take advantage and kind of celebrate everything that's going on. So I'm super pumped for him. And Irsay being an electric factory is great for the NFL.
Yeah. I really hope he, ends up promising the 2 Super Bowls that he did throughout this period on the Hard Knocks.
They need a Jim Irsay episode.
Yeah, exactly.
He's been doing these Jim Irsay collections in Nashville. I think he did one in front of the Lincoln Memorial over there. If Hard Knocks isn't giving us a full Jim Irsay docu-series maybe after this thing, I think they're not doing it necessarily accurate. Speaking of necessarily accurate, allegedly we got some stuff wrong whenever we were talking about the Pittsburgh Penguins having new ownership. And, Nick is not here today because close contact, so T's and P's, Nick.
T's and P's.
We miss you, Nick.
Good luck, Nick.
You got it.
Next week.
T's and P's, man.
Next week has been.
From Sunday night on.
Eventually, Karma will catch up to you.
Oh, that's Tone, who doesn't seem to be happy at all. But
he'd say the same thing.
Nick, he would, absolutely. Nick is our hockey aficionado.
That's right.
That's Hockey Talk last night. He, Rupper, Gumpino. It was an incredible show. Max Domi. Ty Domi's kid stopped by.
Yeah.
He plays in the minor league in Columbus.
That's right.
The Blue Jackets. You need to get him on the Pens. That'd be great. But the perfect person for the conversation that we are currently about to have is joining us now.
Hell yeah.
And I guess, and by the way, I did not see this, but I guess there has been an entire conversation narrative from this particular person that I have shadow banned this person from the show.
Okay.
I don't think that's accurate at all. I always enjoy our conversations, and I just, when something happens like this, I go, oh, Mark Madden needs to speak. For whatever reason that hadn't happened, ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, tested IQ of 166, the super genius, double M, Mark Madden.
Yeah!
What's the shadow ban shit? What does that even mean?
Well, first off, whenever Morado missed hockey practice, he came up with some kind of hokey excuse just like this.
Close contact, you're right. He can't really prove it because he might test negative for the next few days. He is vaccinated. Then did he just take a day off? That's something to think about as an old coach of his. I didn't even think about that.
Well, he delivered on the rink, but, there were times. Anyway, I mean, Joe Hadley, if it were Joe Hadley, it would definitely be a big cheat job.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to do a little investigating, maybe send a PI over there and say, hey, Joe, you haven't been around anybody in 2 months.
But as far as the shadow ban accusations go, I think I'm by far the best guest on the show, maybe a bit south of Aaron Rodgers. I think I should be on all the time.
Well, and by the way, I understand that you think that, and I appreciate that you think that. And by the way, a few of the boys in the office think that as well. But I like
Of course they do.
Well, not everybody. I mean, I won't start giving names, but there is some guys here that would like that. Not everybody. They push for it. But I think whenever we bring you in, it's like, hey, this is Mark Madden's wheelhouse.
Yes.
He might say something you don't disagree with, but hey, this is his fucking thing. And I feel like Liverpool ownership getting involved with the Penguins, with where the Steelers are sitting, it feels like it is a Mark Madden tornado.
There's no question that there's synergy here. I mean, Fenway Sports Group is now Mark Madden's one-stop shop for all his sports rooting interests. It is tremendous.
You like this. Hold on, Mark. If you didn't like Liverpool and the Fenway Sports Management Group, whatever, wasn't a part of the Liverpool ownership, would you not hate this? Would you not say, hey, can you not make just like some fake entity and have it be called the Igloo Sports Management or Three Rivers Sports Management? And I know, Lucky Lucino is a Pittsburgh man who's a part of this group, but don't you think the Boston-ness that's coming with that isn't great for Pittsburgh? Don't you think that at all?
No, I don't. If I could pick a entity, and this is regardless of their affiliation as owners of Liverpool, if I could pick a conglomerate to buy the Penguins, it would be Fenway Sports Group.
Hell yeah.
Mario's going to be a minority owner. I saw him at the game a couple nights back. He is going to still be active and involved, not as active and not as involved. Otherwise, what would be the point of selling the team? But Fenway Sports Group has a ton of money, and they want to win. And when you have a sports ownership group, really, Pat, what else is there? Furthermore, there's going to be even more money because I have been told that a major motivation for FSG buying the Penguins is now between the Penguins, the Boston Red Sox, and Liverpool Football Club. They're going to start their own streaming service, kind of like a Yes Network, the Yankees thing. And that is going to bring in even more money
Hey, go Sox,
and fund everything they do, including, hopefully, championship runs for the Penguins and Liverpool. The Red Sox, I don't so much care about. And a lot of people said, well, they sold Mookie Betts. They're going to trade Crosby. They made a great deal with Mookie Betts. They dumped David Price. They got a lot in return, and they still made the playoffs.
Boom.
So it's an ideal situation for the Penguins. It is absolutely a best-case scenario.
Okay, and I can see how maybe your personal feelings on two out of the three.
This is totally objective.
Yeah, objective, of course. But I don't think it'll be like Yes Network, right? Because those rights are too big. Do you think it'll be more like documentaries, behind-the-scenes stuff of these three massive teams, or do you think it'll just be like daily coverage of these three teams?
That's a good question, Pat. I don't know. This just kind of came to light yesterday. And I'm sure a lot of T's have to be crossed and I's have to be dotted.
Yeah.
But it definitely gives them those three teams give them a pretty effective platform, no matter what they choose to do in that vein.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see it. And hopefully this will make the Penguins, just as great as they've always been.
Not this year.
Do we stink? Well, we're going to win the Stanley Cup, right? We're going to win the Cup this year for sure. Sid just came back. Hey, Sid's back.
Yeah,
we're going to win the Stanley Cup.
But here's the problem, Pat, and I do think Sid's going to rally the team.
Yeah, he is.
But since 2006, the year after the lockout, if you're in a playoff berth at Thanksgiving, you make it 75% of the time. The loser point makes it so tough to climb. and to jump over teams. And making it even tougher, that Metro division is loaded. That is by far the best division in hockey. So, I always live in hope because the Penguins are my team, but it's going to be hard. And they got to start getting points. Like losing to Buffalo at home a couple nights back, that's unacceptable. And now they play Montreal tonight at Montreal. By the way, best hot dogs in the world. Bell Center hot dogs. Montreal's home rink. Best hot dogs. Sidney Crosby never eats hot dogs. When he's at Montreal, he eats a ton of Bell Center hot dogs.
Is that because
you got to beat Montreal? They stink.
Do they come in baguettes? Is that why? Does it come in baguettes?
No, but the bun is perfectly toasted. The condiments. I mean, it's just. I'm not even a hot dog fan, and I love Bell Center hot dogs.
How's the ketchup? Is it Heinz ketchup up there for that? Oh, perfectly toasted.
It doesn't ring a bell, but it's got to be, right?
Has to be. Yeah, any other ketchup would be disgusting and despicable.
Well, where do you stand with ketchup on hot dogs?
I'm all the way in. Get the fuck out of here.
So am I, but you get heat for that, don't you?
No, who cares? That's the Chicago people who think they have a monopoly on eating hot dogs. You don't. You don't. And ketchup.
I'm with you. Yeah. I'm with you. Ketchup and onions.
Oh, and by the way, a little cheese, a little nacho cheese on there.
Yeah, that's overkill.
Well, if you want to spoil yourself, if we're going.
I'm not against it. I'm not going to die on that hill, Pat.
No, I agree. I mean, I'm not fighting the mustard people with like, hey, also American cheese on there and bacon. I'd like as well. I'm not
chili. What about chili?
I'm out. I don't like chili. I don't like chili.
You don't like chili?
Come on.
No?
It's too hot in my mouth. I don't like
at any rate, this is great for the Penguins. Believe me. It is, it looks like I'm saying, they own Liverpool. Now they own the Penguins. They're great guys.
Yeah.
But it's, Mario Lemieux has turned down a lot of crackpots over his time owning the team. And he held out for, A, the best price. Let's not kid ourselves. But B, just a great ownership group for the Penguins moving forward. Remember that one guy who invented the BlackBerry that wanted to buy the team? It turned out he had $35 cash and that was it.
Hold on. Speaking of that, okay, so it was common knowledge that the Penguins were for sale. Is that something? And why was I even thinking about trying to buy the Pirates? They stink. I hate the Pirates. I don't like baseball. I didn't know the Penguins were even up for sale. How come Mark Cuban or any of these other conversations?
Mark Cuban is the biggest BS artist in the history of please, no, let me talk. I'd like to buy the Pirates, but what, Mark? If you wanted to buy the Pirates, you could do it tomorrow. You have more money than God. He wanted to buy the Penguins, except he wanted to use Mario's money back when and make Mario a figurehead like Joe Louis at the casino door. And let me get real personal. Mark Cuban said he was going to keep the O afloat in Pittsburgh, the hot dog shop.
Oh, yeah, he did. I remember
and that was a flat-out lie, because if Mark Cuban wanted to keep the O afloat, it would have been open the next day. That is chump change. All Mark Cuban does is lie about Pittsburgh to keep up his street cachet in his old hometown. When's the last time he was here? We want nothing to do with him.
Okay, Double M. I did not know that you had heat with Mark Cuban. I didn't know that.
No, that's not heat. Those are just the facts. And by the way, Capriotti's, the sandwich shop from Las Vegas, has moved into where the O was, and it is delightful.
Okay, hold on. I do remember him saving the O, or saying he was going to save the O. What happened? That didn't happen? I assume there was some
he forgot to do it. He managed to get in the newspaper saying, I'd like to say the O, and it would take, nickels for him to save it, but he plumb forgot to do it. He managed to yap about it, but he plumb forgot to do it.
All right. And there's no reason for plumb to get added in there. There's other words you could have used.
This is why I'm shadow banned, because, I blast Mark Cuban. You don't like it, I can tell.
No, I mean, Mark Cuban's probably going to have an answer if I had to guess. I honestly believe that our show is one of the only shows where, hey, you could say, there's a reason you feel the way you feel. Go ahead and get it. Now, on the flip side, the internet does its thing, too. I mean, we are an open door policy for the internet. I assume Mark Cuban's going to hear that. I did not know this is how you felt about Mark. I can't wait to hear the
I don't feel that way about Mark. It's nothing personal.
You just got pretty personal there.
What's that?
You just got pretty personal there. I mean, that was a good
not really. I mean, just because I think every single word that comes out of his mouth regarding Pittsburgh is horse manure doesn't necessarily make it personal.
Okay, all right. Let's move on to the next subject that I assume will go fantastically. Hey, Rudolph's a guy, huh? Mason Rudolph is a guy. I mean, Mark, here we go. The Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, good gabagool out there. They tie The Lions, that's fantastic.
football team.
That's a tough game, especially with how everybody got hurt during that game, the weather, everything like that. Now, Sunday Night Football, a lot of people potentially in, maybe out, hurt roster. Rudolph's in, maybe not. Who knows? What are your thoughts on the Steelers?
Well, I think Rudolph's definitely in. I think Ben would have to test negative Sunday, and then they'd have to fly him across the country to play at night. And that's not how football coaches operate, Pat. You know that. If Rudolph practices all week and they game plan with Rudolph, he is going to play the game Sunday. I didn't think he lost it. I always call that a loss because a tie against Detroit, let's be honest, that's a loss.
Oh, in anything.
I didn't think he tied the game, but I didn't think he gave them a real good chance to win it either. He has no touch on the ball. He just seems panicky out there. But I didn't like the coaching either. Look at when they had 1st and goal from the 5 and didn't run the ball once. You got to bring in Zach Banner, an extra offensive tackle. You got to bring in maybe Derek Watt, bring in Zach Gentry, who's the tight end who blocks, and they didn't run the ball once. And to be fair, Rudolph had Ray McLeod wide open in the end zone and underthrew him badly. I think you at least have to give Ray McLeod the chance to drop that ball.
Okay, so all right. A couple decisions there that you said Matt Canada maybe needs to be a little bit better. Have you heard of this man's breakdown of the red zone offense? Go ahead and run that.
So when they're down there on the goal line, he threw the ball twice. This is Matt Canada. This is Matt Canada when you got Notch. Okay, look at the face on this guy. You got Notch and you got Rudolph throwing in the fucking floor down range. I'm serious. Third down, now he's going to throw again.
Is that a lot of Pittsburgh?
Who is that? Where'd you get that?
That's a epitome of Yinzer on Twitter, @eYinzer. He may or may not be a classic Italian dad from Plum.
He's the next number 1 radio talk host in Pittsburgh.
Well, that's what I'm saying. As soon as I heard it come out of your mouth, I was like, well, it seems, is this a...
Oh, yeah, just because it's cliched and Yinzery doesn't mean it's not true.
Okay, so what do you think about the future? New quarterback. Yesterday, Jay Glazer was calling us from North Dakota, which looked a lot like a Caribbean island for Strahan's 50th birthday party. He said he had a couple cocktails. We broached the subject of him and Tomlin being friends, what the future looks like. He said something along the lines of, Ben's going to be able to do whatever Ben wants to do. They weren't necessarily sure that Ben was going to come back this year, but they feel Ben has earned basically the right to end however he wants to end. And then they do not want to rebuild with a young quarterback, maybe a veteran quarterback out there they'd be in the market for. Do you ever see the Steelers doing something like that? That doesn't seem like a Steelers move.
No, I don't see them going out and signing a veteran quarterback. I know Jay mentioned like Rodgers and Russell Wilson. That would be very un-Steelery. Don't forget, the Steelers are run a certain way by Art II because he believes in the way Daddy did it and Granddaddy did it. And I'm not criticizing that at all. That's worked pretty well since the early 70s. And here's a little factoid, too, to consider. Since they drafted Terry Bradshaw first overall in 1970, Pat, guess how many seasons have gone by where a quarterback not drafted by the Steelers has started the majority of the games of the season?
Duck Hodges had to be one.
Yeah.
No, he didn't start the majority.
Tommy Maddox.
Oh, Tommy Gunn.
Cordell.
I'll cut to the chase. 3 times. 3 years since 1970. Twice with Tommy Maddox, once with Mike Tomczak.
Oh, fucking Tomczak, dude. I forgot about old Mike Tomczak.
If they do go in that direction, and I'm not saying for sure they won't, it'll be a quantum leap in the team's philosophy, plus which I think Ben's going to want to play again next year, and I don't think they'll say no to him. And this year, I thought they should have told Ben no and started Mason Rudolph until I actually saw Mason Rudolph play.
Oh, jeez.
And now I know they done the right thing.
Yeah, okay. So just at the end there, we can bury. Go ahead, Tone.
Mark, you didn't see enough before this year? What's the reports coming out that Dewey Haskins was playing around on his flip phone before the game and not even prepared at all in case something happened to Mason?
Well, okay, first off, Mason Rudolph was 5-3 as a starter coming into that debacle on Sunday. So, I mean, I expected better, and I think in the past he did play better. The reason Pittsburgh fans don't like Mason Rudolph is because when he had his go-around with Myles Garrett, he looked scared and weak. And Pittsburgh fans have never forgotten that. As far as Dewey Haskins goes, there's a guy got drafted in the first round by Washington, and he got cut inside of 2 years. That's the only time that's ever happened with a quarterback drafted in the first round. He's just not into playing football. He likes the rewards that come with it, but he's not a real football player, and that's not me saying it. That's a lot of people saying that. I'm just not a believer in the guy. Here's a question I got for you, though, Pat, because you're more dialed into this than me. How come they're allowed to have phones on the field during warm-up?
Yeah, I don't know. So you were always able to have the phone on the field during warm-ups because music and shit like that. But the dancing, which, I mean, I don't need to get you going on that, but like the content creation on the field before the game,
right?
That has kind of evolved a lot. There's rules like 90 minutes before you can't post anything and stuff like that. But I think the phones on the sideline initially is because music and playlists and warming up, and then it is just kind of evolved into what it has become now.
Or it could be because the Steelers let their players walk all over them because they become a weak organization.
Right.
Well, Pat, hear me out on this. Okay? Melvin Ingram didn't play enough. So they said, okay, just go to Kansas City. We play you the day after Christmas. You could sack Ben. You could hurt Ben. You could beat us. You could knock us out of the playoffs. But Melvin, God forbid you ever know an unpleasant moment. You need to leave because we can't stand you being unhappy. God forbid you should be a backup. Let's go back to 2014. LeGarrette Blount, mad because he's not playing. He's behind Le'Veon Bell, but he's still mad. Leaves the field before a game's over. They let him go to New England where he wins the Super Bowl. And what happens in the playoffs? Le'Veon Bell gets hurt, and they got to play the Ravens in the first round with Ben Tate and Josh Harris. That didn't go so good. Yeah. So the Steelers just they're more concerned with their players being happy than they are winning football games. James Harrison in 2017. Pat, you played the NFL. The NFL's not the happy business.
Yeah, I understand. I understand what you're saying, but I think what they are thinking about is the overall culture of the building. Now, I don't know what's going on in there, but if Melvin was being I don't want to say a cancer, but somebody that was affecting them behind the scenes, just like what happened with Odell Beckham Jr. I think Cleveland was going to do the exact same thing you're saying. Like, hey, we are not letting you go play somewhere else. This is your contract. You play this. But then it became such a large distraction in meetings, in the locker room, traveling, everything in the day-to-day, which is, by the way, a 90% of your time as opposed to just the game. So I understand why you say and feel the way you feel, but unless you're back there, you don't know how awkward that player is potentially making it, you know? And I think there's two different situations that could take place.
Then you know what you do, Pat? You tell Melvin Ingram to go home. Go home and we'll see how not playing serves you in free agency. We'll see how many teams want you.
Hey, you're not allowed to.
At all.
Hey, you're not allowed to now with the new CBA. Like, this is what the Browns got into.
Yeah.
The Browns were excusing Odell Beckham Jr., but then all the people on the internet who read through the CBA and have law degrees, they're like, they're actually not allowed to do that. They either have to suspend him, which they don't have cause, or send him. What I'm saying is, I agree with what you're saying. You signed a contract to do X. This is what you do. There might be some tough times. This goes all the way into the transfer portal conversation. This isn't just in Pittsburgh. This is an entire conversation that can happen. But there's
no, I know that.
Yeah, there's just a lot of shit, I think, that potentially doesn't get thought about whenever you think about just the outcome as opposed to the process and how awkward it could be in the team building process, you know? The team building.
Then trade him to some team that can't hurt you. Trade him to the Western Conference. Don't trade him to Kansas City, who you're playing the day after Christmas in a game that could be make or break for your playoffs.
Hey, listen, I understand. I understand where you're coming from, and you're not the only person that is pissed about how all of this is kind of unfolding, and it seems like it's a new generation thing, and will it continue to do this? It's a very interesting dynamic. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Mark, do you anticipate the Steelers paying Minka upwards of, 20, 25 a year like the high-end safeties? And also, did you get a chance to congratulate TJ Watt on the massive contract that he got?
No, TJ and I don't speak, but I give TJ Watt all the credit in the world because there's a guy who got the huge deal and ever since then has come out determined every snap to prove he deserves it. And he's proved he deserves it when he's healthy.
Hell yeah.
And I really do give him credit for that. No tongue in cheek here because a lot of guys don't do that. As far as Minka goes, boy, if they give him the money he's going to want, he'd be an awful expensive flavor of vanilla. Because he's done almost nothing this year. And I don't want to hear about the ripple effect where he makes everybody around him better. He's created one takeaway all season. Don't you have to produce more tangible results than that?
He flies around. That defense is very good. Why would you want to shake it up?
That defense is not very good.
Tom?
Look at the stats.
Okay. I haven't dove into the stats.
It has Watt and Hayward and I guess Minka, and that's it.
All right. Well, you know what Pittsburgh does have that everybody else doesn't?
Me.
Mark fucking Madden, dude. Hey.
Can I get a plug in real quick?
Yeah, you got a new podcast. I think the world
Ric
is...
Flair, Woo Nation Uncensored. It is all the way live. #1 podcast in wrestling. I think we were number 7 in sports at last look, right behind the Pat McAfee Show. Oh. Now, obviously, week 1, we're coming out of the box hot. Who knows what'll happen from there? But it's pretty good. And he's just Ric Flair. You know him. You've met him. You've dealt with him. He's just insane, and you never know what he's going to say. And did you hear the first episode?
I did not. I saw a couple of the clips. I'm actually saving it for when I have to travel next to listen.
Yeah, it turns out AEW getting CM Punk and Bryan Danielson hurt their ratings.
Well, I did see that clip. Yeah. All right, what's the name of it again? Woo Nation Uncensored?
Ric Flair, Woo Nation Uncensored, yes. And the thing about Punk and Danielson, and they're great performers, no doubt about it.
I'm a big fan.
The numbers don't lie, as Scott Steiner said, and they spell disaster for you with sacrifice. I mean, you either, see, I watch AEW, if you don't mind. So you're a WWE guy. And by the way, the Roman Reigns, Uso stuff, Paul Heyman, and Randy Orton, some of it's just absolutely the best stuff going on. The AEW stuff, I watch them to see the young guys, like Guevara, and I think Sammy's just tremendous. Jungle Boy, MJF, Darby Allin, Hangman Page. I don't want to see the guys that were on WWE. Orange Cassidy, very good pockets. I don't want to see the guys who were overexposed on WWE. And whose characters really haven't evolved that much. Although Danielson did turn heel last night. I want to see the guys I haven't got a chance to see elsewhere. And I hope that Tony Khan doesn't lose track of that.
Just quickly, I thought Danielson turned heel immediately upon arrival when he said, I'm actually somebody that didn't hate where I just came from. I thought the seeds were being laid literally from his first promo, but I might be wrong. It is great for wrestling. I can't wait to hear how your podcast does with Ric Flair. Thank you for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Madden.
It's always a pleasure, pal. We'll see you in a couple years.
All right, Shadow Band back on. Get the fuck out. All right, we're back in 4 minutes. We have to get to a break right now, and then we'll wrap up hour 1. AJ Hawk will be on the other side. We have Ian Rapoport, and the big Swagoo will stop by in hour 3. Marcus Spears, ESPN personality. Can't wait to chat with you as well on the 5-hour energy phone line, 1-833-4McAfee. And once that super boost goes up out of Gumpy's brain, we will alert the masses.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Also, maybe Big Sale Friday tomorrow. See you.
Whoa. Big Sale Friday! Big Sale Friday! Big Sale Friday! Big Sale Friday! Big Sale Friday, what? Big Sale Friday, bitch! Big Sale Friday! Oh, Big Sale Friday! Big Sale! Big Sale Friday!
Big Sale Friday. Big Sale Friday, dude. 25% off everything.
You have got to experience so many things, both as a businessman off the field and on the field. Is there a moment when I ask this question that pops your mind, like, what's the craziest shit you've ever seen in your entire life? Because there was a time there where it felt like you were just getting dropped into insane situations and the world was like watching you do things. Man vs. Wild, you and that Bear Grylls guy, fucking electric. That was maybe the most electric shit I've ever seen. Is there anything that you think of whenever you think, like, what's the most ridiculous thing you've been a part of?
Probably some of the most ridiculous shit I ever been a part of was, I had got the restaurant which I'm in right now, and when we first got it, I would come in here and I would clean up and go outside in the front, sweep up, make sure everything looked nice and shit. And one morning I got up here and I noticed, damn, this is a funky ass smell. And I looked, to the side of my front door, and it's a big ass pile of shit. And I'm talking about human shit.
Yeah,
and it's right on the side of the door. So I was like, somebody done came and popped the shit right in front of the door. Like, oh, this this shit is crazy. Like, I can't be in here serving food. Motherfucker come walk in and they smelling straight ass cheeks when they come in there. Like, I don't think that's the restaurant I need to eat in. So, man, I get the water hose and I'm hosing it down. And, I see, we got a couple, dolphins that usually walk back up in front. Hey, man, did you do this? Like, oh, no. So, one of them owned up to it. I said, man, check it out. So you don't do this no more. Look, you come by here, we get you we get you a broom and you help us, we help you. You feel me? And we put together a little I put a proposition together for him and I ain't cleaning up shit no more.
It's a win-win. It's a win for everybody on that one. Hey, one of your former teammates. Yeah, hey, everybody wins. You're helping the people, man. That's awesome. That's why people love you. But hey,
one of them owned up to it. Just a line of questioning. The line of questioning.
His name was Willie. Willie owned up to. Matter of fact, he just left out. He's saying sweeping up. He like, hey, what's up? Oh boy, I've been looking for you. You feel? Okay. Yeah, we bust down together up in the front of the restaurant to get it all cleaned up and everything.
Hey, you're helping people. Hey, Willie went from shitting outside to working inside. Let's go.
Yeah. All right.
Let's go, Willie. Let's go.
Give it up for my boy Willie, man.
Welcome back. And with this song, only one thing, fellas.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Just incredible vibes.
If I say I got to go, there's a place I might go. Oh,
what a heater, huh?
Yeah. Always good.
Just as soon as you hear the beautiful melody, I know I got a hot bop, give it away now. Yeah, got it away now. I know my mama told me one day a love like you was lonely. Woo! Don't leave me lonely. Woo! And that's what we're talking about, Love like you lonely. What we're saying is, don't leave me lonely. And we're talking about our Super Boost tonight.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Because we're trying to, build our relationship with the Super Boost back in a much better fashion.
Right.
Sure.
Because we've been on the rocks with the Super Boost and the risk-free same-game parlay, and tonight's the night where we say, hey, let's put our swords aside. Tonight, don't leave me lonely. Super Boost. Tonight, we win.
Hell yeah.
Woo! When the New England Patriots fly down on an airplane to take on the Falcons on a short week, we will win a bet that'll pay out more money than any other sports book will pay out for said bet. And whenever that gets live, which, to be honest,
clock's ticking.
I thought it was going to be. It was going to be. We will announce it. Hour 2 is on the other side of this 6-minute break. AJ Hawk will be here. Ian Rapoport will be here.
Whoa.
I can't wait. It's a good time. Also, good vibe. Shout out to our guy, Trago.
Yeah.
Trey.
Hey, Trago. That boy, Trago.
Hey, boy, Davey.
Fucking proud of you, Trags.
Had a baby, Dave.
I think he beat it.
I think so, yeah.
Got through all the
Done with
chemo. and
chemo, yeah.
Incredible.
Let's go, Trago! We're back in 6 minutes with some more positive vibes. AJ Hawk is going to be toxic and some great conversation. We'll see you then.
T-shirts, sweatshirts, crew necks, hats, joggers. shorts, quarter zip, tank tops, Christmas sweaters, and so much more.
I'm taking Central Michigan, but I'm taking a money line. I'm going to wipe the points here. Chippewa Wednesdays are quite a thing, my friend. 14-2-1 ATS last 17. 21-8-2 against the spread last 31 as a road favorite. Road team in this matchup, 16-5 ATS last 21.
I'll also, even though it doesn't, the number doesn't, tonight's matchups are very, very close.
Very, very
And you see that in the lines, obviously.
Yeah.
So there wasn't, I didn't find a big discrepancy in tonight's lines, but because it is fucking Maction Wednesday, you have to make a Maction pick. I will join you on the Central Michigan money line.
I will take NIU money line at Buffalo. Huskies are good on the road. Bulls, not great at home.
We regret to inform you that in the real world, the one that we're living in right now, this is an actual news clip about what's potentially going on amongst the fans in Kansas City. As the Chiefs seem to refine their identity, it seems like the fans are crumbling into pieces. This is, once again, an actual news piece on Fox 4 in Kansas City.
Well, if you spend any time around here on game day, you're likely to be aware of at least one of these men. The man known as the X Factor has been around for decades. He's the one seen in the video getting knocked down by another man who the people of Section 129 may know as Red Extreme.
There's X Factor. Here it is.
This happened about 6 years ago, meeting and whooping it up with young Chiefs fans. And this is X Factor today.
Oh, no. What?
Only recognizable by his foam hat.
What?
The Broncos colors from the hospital. They kicked me out of Arrowhead. First time ever X Factor's been kicked out.
Third person.
We don't have permission to show the video of the X Factor falling after an apparent punch, but it has nearly 1 million views on Twitter. The X Factor explains what happened from his perspective and who is involved.
He's my old apprentice. I actually made him famous. You know, gave him the name Red Extreme. I saw him come run up the stairs at me, and he had that look, I'm going to kill you. And so I tried to grab his jersey to stop him and talk to him, and he, like the movie Friday, he deboed me one punch, and I saw stars. They took me to triage at Arrowhead, checked me out. I felt all right at the time, but then I didn't know I'd broke my ribs.
Red Extreme posted a 17-minute video message to his Facebook page following the incident. He says, "A cup of water was thrown and hit my wife in the back and splashed onto me."
Can't do that.
He continues, "I have never in my life felt so bad about feeling so good because knocking that low-life son of a expletive out was the greatest feeling I've had in a long time. My problem is it happened inside the stadium, and I never imagined in my life I would behave in that manner in the stadium." He also accuses the X Factor of being inebriated.
It says that I'm a meth addict, which I'm a cocaine addict and alcoholic. I've been clean for 4 years. He said I threw a water bottle at him, which I didn't. And I flipped my car a week ago Tuesday. So it's been a wild week.
What?
Wait.
Maybe
this makes me stronger. Jesus, Jesus was persecuted. Of course. I'll come back fighting.
Is looking to press charges at this point, but throughout the day we did try to connect directly with Red Extreme, but were turned down. However, immediately before our broadcast we spoke by phone, and he stressed that anything that the X Factor says should be taken with a big dose of skepticism, and that he himself actually stepped away from the superfan community because of his distrust and distaste of X Factor's behavior.
Oh, wow.
All right, Jacob Kittles.
Thank you, Jacob Kittlestad.
Thank you, Jacob.
How are ya? I'm Roman, a men's health brand that can dance very well and make you the best you possible. Are you suffering from male pattern baldness? Dahn, we got something for that. Herpes. See ya. Premature ejaculation? Gone. No more coming too quick. Allergies as well. And that's not all. We have clinically tested supplements for everything, including erectile dysfunction.
Come on!
Bye-bye! GetRoman.com/Pat. Be the best you possible.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. Super Biz Thursday Night Football Thursday, hour 2. We'll begin immediately following this beat drop from Twine. There it is. Here we go.
Yeah.
This hour's going to be a good one because we'll have our weekly wrap-up with Rap Sheet and Friends, us being the friends.
Oh, yeah.
That'll come in 10 minutes or so, and Ian Rapoport will be able to break down, hopefully, everything going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. Although we do know that sometimes Ian will put on his pundit tie, which is a little looser than his insider tie, and he'll say some things that we go, Ian, don't be so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is why it's such a good relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
I enjoy our talks with Ian.
Oh, yeah.
I think Ian gets it. I think Ian likes the show. I think Ian knows the show. And he also knows that what he just lets fly out of his mouth on NFL Network with zero, whoa. That ain't how it is over here.
No, absolutely not.
Check you.
He sharpens the tools before he comes on the show, too.
He knows he has to.
He knows.
Yeah.
And he might loosen the tie, but he also rolls up his sleeves.
Rolls his sleeves up, yeah.
Because he
Go to
knows.
work. Rust belt.
Hey, it's fucking coming here.
He also puts stuff up those sleeves. He's got something up there.
Hey, and by the way, just like we do whenever we go see Chris Angel dangle from Allegiant Stadium, we're always trying to figure out what's up the sleeve.
Yeah.
What's the angle?
Yeah. What's in the football pants?
What's the angle? What's in the football pants? Was it a medical scissors that it turned out to be at the middle of the field?
Probably.
Is that potentially what got old Chris Angel out of there? Or are they saying maybe just the athletic trainers before the game when they came out to dap each other up and go, hey,
good to see
and
ya.
scissors just went flying out and just stayed on the field? Can't have scissors on the football field.
It's ridiculous.
Joining us now is a man whose fingers look like scissors from Ohio, college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, AJ Hawk. What's up, Scissor Fingers? What's going on, dude?
I'm glad we're getting to the bottom of this Chris Angel scissor situation. So is it proven? Is it confirmed that it was him?
Yep.
Yeah, well, it hasn't been proven. There was an investigation in whose ass.
Allegedly. It fell out of his pants.
It's going to be tough to sell any other case but Chris Angel.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know, I guess maybe a pregame greeting between the athletic trainers who have their kit on, you know, and maybe they hadn't seen each other in a while. Hey, we went to PT school together. Hey, remember they do a full dap and maybe a jump, little side, you know, an up top type thing, and the medical scissors just, you know, lynch onto each other like two helmets that go together, and then it pulls the one perfectly out of the thing, and then it just lands on the field for 3 quarters. I don't know how those things could have ended up there. I love that we're going to have to find out, and maybe it was Chris Angel in football pants dangling from the middle. I mean, who knows? I can't believe we already had this created. Good work in the back there.
Yeah.
Good work in the back there, Foxy. Good work in the back there, Mick. Good work in the back there, Zito. We appreciate that. But there is a much more pressing issue that I would like to ask about to you, AJ Hawk.
Okay, what would that be?
Well, right now, Zito is currently running the computer, the ear conversation, the countdown clock, and the sound, the audio board, because Nick Maraldo, also known as Frank Maraldo, also known as Raldsy, also known as host of That's Hockey Talk, alongside Rupper, who is a fucking beauty.
Yeah, he's a beaut.
Love you, Ups.
And Gumpy, He is not here, won't be here until at least Monday because close contact to somebody who has COVID, self-reported by Frank.
Yeah.
So
Just like Big Ben.
he is vaccinated. He did self-report this. But is there anything you'd like to say to Nick, who's potentially going through a little bit of loneliness right now and isolation and feeling a little weird all by himself out there?
I hope if Nick is watching, if he's healthy enough to watch, that he feels all right, and hopefully he gets back in the office soon. So when, though, did you guys find out about this? This morning, last night, when?
This morning we found out.
And what did he say? Did he call?
Yeah, he actually said, hey, man, he was FaceTime. And I could see by his eyes as soon as I answered the FaceTime that there was something not good coming.
Yeah.
You know, you could just see it right. By the way, that's why I love FaceTiming, because 80% of communication is nonverbal. So for those of you that maybe were once against FaceTiming when it first came out, and I know that is a thing that happened, it's the best. It is the absolute best. You get so much done. There's a tone that is set immediately upon looking at each other. It's beautiful. I FaceTime this guy all the time. He never fucking answers.
Yeah, despicable.
Why is it? What are you hiding, AJ? What are you?
I'm not hiding anything. When you FaceTime me at 5:45 on a Tuesday, there's a good chance I can't answer the phone right there, especially at FaceTime when you pop up.
Well, listen, let me pop up wherever you're at. I love to see what's going on. Are we at practice? Hey, start smacking the wood whenever we're back on the defensive end. You know, like I wouldn't mind being a part of that. Phil, CFO Phil, I'll FaceTime him. We're in the middle of little Phil's baseball game, practice, whatever, CFO Phil. It's like an awesome moment. I get a chance to be like a human real quick. I'm like, oh, look at the, all right, let's go, little Phil.
Here we go.
All right, here we go, little Phil. But anyways, when Frank FaceTimed me this morning, it wasn't a, hey, here we go, little Phil.
No.
It wasn't that type of, it wasn't that type of atmosphere. It was a sad, sad Frank.
Yeah.
Beanie on, hair kind of out. Hey, man. Boom, lays it out. And this week for Nick has been awful.
Hell.
You drive from Pittsburgh to Indianapolis, it's about 6 hours. Nick flew from Pittsburgh to Atlanta, missed his flight, had to drive overnight because there was no other flights. He drove 8.5 hours, Atlanta to Indianapolis. That's how Sunday started. Yeah, that's how Sunday started. And then it just kind of has continued to evolve from there. So we just hope Nick's okay. But what we're saying is there was only one person we thought that could maybe motivate him, and you chose not to do that. You just started asking more questions.
Prick.
Yeah, I do have questions. I'm sorry, I can't. I told you, I am not a motivator. You have to be intrinsically motivated, I feel like, most of the time. So Will Smith has some good videos online if you want to look at, like, running on a treadmill and all this stuff. Like, he has a lot of good motivation.
Well, that's probably what Nick wanted to hear from
Gary
you.
V is the best, probably.
Oh, okay. Gary
go.
V could get, maybe Nick. Hey, Nick. Let's read all the books from the book club.
Hey, there you go.
That's a good idea.
Or maybe even this last one that is Bible thick. What the fuck did Aaron think was going to happen? That thing's a Bible.
Yeah,
but at least
900
this
pages.
one's interesting.
Yeah.
Tony, shots
What's
fired.
that about,
Are
Tony?
you kidding?
No, the other ones are like self-help, be here now. We get it. But this one, interesting.
This
Like
one's-
pyramids, aliens.
600 pages.
Yeah, but at least
There's pictures in there, though. I took a picture of it, and I sent it to him. And I said, this is Bible thick, dude. Like, there is. And he said, but there's pictures in there for people like you, which it was awesome. And I did look at the
Yeah, you
pictures.
saw a couple of them.
I did. So I've read that more of that book maybe than most of the other ones.
Yeah.
What's going on, Zeke?
Nick has replied back. He said, someone tell AJ to fuck off.
Okay, so we do have an update from the COVID cave. Of course, happy to hear he's okay.
He's doing well.
He's alive.
Hey, if
Still
he can
got
do
it.
that, if Nick can do that, we could probably put him in a spacesuit and sit him in there with the boys. He seems like he's feeling good.
By the way, if you want to send one of those meth lab things, because
I'll see what I have in the basement.
I have one.
Walter White.
Hazard suits?
I have one.
Hazmat suit.
you do.
You
The
gotta be
B,
prepared,
the B
right?
suit is not.
Yeah,
the
B
B
suit's
suit is not
You
the
put a
same.
plastic bag over top. Same.
Oh, just
should
put a
try
plastic
that.
bag over his head.
We tape one. Yeah, we'll tape a giant Ziploc over his head.
Did you? Okay, so he said let's tape a giant Ziploc over his head, and then he said I have a couple of those in the basement.
Yeah.
No, I got them for the whole kid. Everyone, the whole family's got hazmat suits. You know, you got to be prepared, right?
Oh, okay.
What do you got going on?
What's wrong with
Are you okay?
He knows
Is there-
what
I don't even
neighbors
have
are
one.
doing.
Sorry.
Oh,
Okay, yeah,
sure.
Back
But
off
maybe
that,
not.
huh?
Hey,
Sure.
I may be on Instagram.
This guy's got a John Wayne Gacy basement.
Good God.
Jeez Louise, dude. All right, let's talk a little football here.
Wait, so is Nick testing himself every day? How's this work?
Yeah, I think so. He'll have to through the next 4 days or whatever.
Gotcha.
There's
Okay.
a chance he won't get it. I guess there's a chance he won't get it, although it seems like everybody's getting it. at some point, one point or another. What do I know? Not as much as the people that are on this side of the argument or on this side of the argument.
That's true.
And that has obviously been on full display. Let's talk a little football here before we get Ian Rapoport on for the weekly wrap-up with Rap Sheet and his friends, which is us on most occasions. Tonight, Patriots-Falcons. Patriots on the road, favored by 6.5. Might get back to 7. This is insane to think that Mac Jones, a rookie quarterback, is almost obviously full touchdown favorite over a veteran quarterback on a short week. But he's got Bill Belichick, and I guess they're at 2 different times of the season right now. Is that what you're thinking, AJ?
It seems like, and people I'm sure have studied this, but does having Bill Belichick automatically give your team like 2.5 points
on a short week? Yeah, probably.
Is it like the home thing? Don't they always give the home team a couple points?
2.1.
Well, it depends on the place too, I think, right? Yeah, because there's some places that aren't necessarily as big of an advantage as other places, and who knows who's giving us the real answers and not when it comes from that side of it. Because we have to remember this as we continue to go on. FanDuel would like to beat us.
Yes.
They would like to take our money. So whenever they say, no, the home is this point in it, maybe that could all be a bunch of bullshit. We have no idea what they are thinking, and they don't care. That is a part of the game of beating the book that has been happening illegally for a long time. Now it's regulated and will happen forever. We don't know why. Like is Bill Belichick a 2-3 point spread mover on a short week? Maybe. Probably
100%.
But is that not every single week taken into account? And how it is,
I'm still taking the Patriots and the points, though.
Well, that's great news.
Yeah, I don't know what you were hoping to do, but I haven't figured out like 6 other bets that I can try to win on this one, but right now I know I have the Patriots.
No, it's Thursday, dude. I'm just doing one.
Yeah.
I'm just doing one.
Okay.
Yeah.
One
Just doing one.
You don't want to go 0 for 4 again?
Whoa.
Hey, slow down.
Hey, new week.
I mean, I had to do that. New week.
Come on.
Week 11. Everybody knows in the NFL you live and die week to week, pal.
right.
I mean, that is. Hey, is Rap Sheet on? Yep, Zito's calling him right now. Yeah, so I got one as well. And we're also putting a super boost up. And I looked in the mirror and said, hey, you ain't the motherfucker that needs to be picking this. And we bounced around, and Gumpy did the pick. I don't know if it's up yet or not. It's
this isn't what you retired? No, you retired the same game parlay.
The risk-free same game parlay. I retired because the team, I was on the field watching a game, had an incredible evening. Mm-hmm. Great night. Colts win. Let's go. I was devastated. Walked out of there a miserable man. Couldn't sleep that night because we lost by 6 fucking yards, Michael Pittman Jr. on a same game parlay. And I said, enough. I can't do this every Thursday. So now we're just getting back to the Super Boost. We'll continue to brainstorm ideas that we can continue to take cash from FanDuel and hopefully. But tonight, we are riding the Canadian Stallion into Super Boost territory.
I fell asleep during Hard Knocks last night. Did they cover the Super Boost on Hard Knocks?
No, they did not talk about it. By the way, no shots at all of us even dancing in the end zone.
No, and
they actually used other cameras.
The dude eating Evie? I thought that should have made it.
Well, bingo. That's what we're saying. We had a couple differing opinions on the creative, but they're Hard Knocks. They're Hard Knocks. They're going to do what they got to do. I actually enjoyed it. I don't know. Did you watch it?
I didn't see any of it yet. I'm going to.
All right, we'll talk about it later at some point because now we get a chance to chat with a man who knows all the happenings inside the NFL and around the NFL. A man who stops by at least once a week for the weekly wrap-up with Rap Sheet and Friends. A man whose show, Rap Sheet and Friends, was canceled. With no celebration or going away party at all. Right. And we will never understand it because this guy gets to the bottom of everything. Ladies and gentlemen, NFL Network, NFL.com senior insider, Ian Rapoport. What's going on, dude?
What's up?
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm
What's
good.
happening?
You loosen the tie, you roll up the sleeves a little bit, huh? We're getting to work on the internet. Oh,
nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tonight's game. Patriots-Falcons. Patriots favored by 6.5. Rookie quarterback taking on a vet quarterback. Is there any injuries or any unforeseen things that we should think about while we try to bet this game and look forward to watching this game tonight?
Yes. So, well, obviously having nothing to do with gambling, or I don't even need to pretend anymore. Gambling is okay. So let's just talk about it. Okay.
I don't think you should, just real quick though, I don't think you should be like, need a team to win it. Like, you know, I don't think you should ever look desperate, right. You know, especially I don't think that should ever happen. Like me.
Right. I don't gamble anyway. But I do like the way that for mental health reasons you retired the big Thursday parlay. You don't need that kind of nonsense. You should be able to watch the game in peace, you know?
Thank you. I agree. And now I'll just put it on other people's shoulders. You know, tonight is Gumpy, and then once that thing ends, we'll pass it around. It'll probably go to Tom, then maybe Connor. It's just everybody should we'll do it as a team. We'll do it as a team. But I appreciate you appreciating me, appreciating the fact that I wasn't happy whenever it was happening.
So some things for tonight. Damian Harris, who missed last week at the concussion protocol, has cleared when you clear the concussion protocol, unless there's some sort of practice reason that I don't know about. I would expect him to play tonight. Patriots get their starting running back. And also after building depth at with Ramondre Stevenson and some others, like that is a pretty good group right there. The biggest question is Cordero Patterson. The Falcons, running back, receiver, quarterback, whatever he is, do everything, punt returner, kick returner. He has an ankle sprain. He's pretty iffy for tonight. He did very, very little in practice. They say they're going to work him out pregame and see if he can go. It doesn't sound great for him possibly being able to go, but they are holding out hope that when he hits the field, his ankle's doing well and he can go, but that is probably the biggest issue to watch.
Okay, so we'll keep that in mind because Cordero Patterson has been unbelievable for them. Like, people are even saying should maybe be a part of MVP discussions early if Atlanta was to go on a run somehow in the backfield. Wide receiver, returner, Artie Smith seems to love him. If he's out, that's huge. Go ahead, AJ.
Ian, how much money is John Gruden going to get from the NFL in this lawsuit?
It's hard to imagine he'll get any. We'll see. I mean, he's gonna now. Really? He's got nothing to do. I think he still lives in. It's not Malibu, but it's somewhere out west. He's gonna play a lot of golf. I imagine 2 o'clock beers are probably totally fine. He's got nothing else to do. Yeah. So he is gonna take this to the brink. We'll see what happens, but it's hard to imagine. I mean, unless the NFL, I haven't found the reason why the NFL would leak it or did leak it. Like, I've been trying to think about like what would even benefit them, and I can't come up with anything that even makes sense. As I'm sure you know, I've been a part of some leaks, not from the NFL, but from other sources over the course of my 10 years. Generally, the person leaking has a reason for it. I can't understand why the NFL would leak this. So my guess is it doesn't go well for Gruden, but I'm sure it's going to play out over several years and there'll be several headlines about it.
But we're going to learn a lot probably throughout that entire thing, because if Gruden's not going to go quietly into the night in this situation, we'll probably have to learn more and more as it comes to the light. Like, for instance, were they hacked? Was somebody in there that potentially released some of this? Was there some sort of had to get the control of all the 650,000 emails back? What was maybe being covered in there? And I assume this will be what AJ asked you about next week. The Stan Kroenke lawsuit with St. Louis, is that in there? Is that entire information in there that we understand that Ian Rapoport, who works for the NFL, could never give us a fucking answer, AJ? What did you
Damn it. No, I think Ian is fair and balanced. That's what you always say, so I figured he'll give us his legit thoughts.
Oh, that was awesome. Stern but fair. AJ is up for Journalist of the Year this year.
Let's go. Yeah. I like it. Yeah. Congratulations, man. That's great.
Yeah, it's me versus Pat.
No, it's not.
Hey, you did a good job on the initial Aaron Rodgers thing. Don't sell you guys short. There was some journalism in there, okay? You asked all the right questions. There was a little bit of journalism in there.
We appreciate that. And AJ even asked follow-ups. And by the way, I'm not a journalist. AJ is, though. He has been. He asked the hard questions just like he did to you there. And I appreciate the hell out of him, because I can never do that, because I just think, wow, that's an uncomfortable position for old Rapoport. Is there any, with the gambling thing coming around, are you in any uncomfortable situations, you think, on a more regular basis now at this point? What can you say? What can't you say? Is there rules and regulations? Have you been yelled at? Like on NFL Network, if you say something, like for instance, Good Morning Football, everything ties back to the NFL. For you, when you're speaking, is there any regulations for you on what you're allowed to do or anything like that?
There are regulations. Like, let's say I go on a work trip to, I don't know, Las Vegas for the draft, I'm not allowed to gamble. At least by last year's rules. I haven't seen, or 2 years ago's rules when we were supposed to go. I am not allowed to gamble myself, which is fine. I don't anyway. And I'm not allowed to give inside information to my friends on the side. Like, let's say you were texting me hey man, tell me what's really going on with this team. I'm not allowed to answer you. I would probably just give you the middle finger emoji and then maybe make a joke out of it. Because why would you put me in that position?
That's a bad friend. That's a bad friend. That's how I always felt whenever you told AJ that he needs to use his friends as sources. You remember? So it's amazing to hear you say, that other people are bad friends, because you actually said that they aren't
feels
friends.
different, but
well, no, not really.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I stand by what I said about both AJ and just now. But I will say one thing that has been interesting is, I know like there's been plenty of segments that have been like kind of sort of like we do picks like on game day morning and all over our network we do picks, and we've sort of done it for recreational purposes, and now like sometimes they're sponsored by gambling sites, and that's okay. It's just it's weird for me, but it's a little different, and that is the world we live in, and I guess that's okay.
I think Jay Glazer actually says, I don't do picks. And I think Schefter doesn't do picks because inside information and maybe burning and pissing people off. Is that real? Is that accurate?
No one has ever asked me to do a pick.
Do one.
I don't think I'd be very good at it.
Patriots -6.5 tonight in Atlanta, Thursday Night Football.
What do you like?
I don't do picks.
Come on.
Ian, all right. Hey, how
crazy
about out
about
in
it.
Seattle? The Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson, like what does that team look like next year?
I mean, there's going to have to be a decision by the end of the year, right? Because, like Russell, his contract he's got 1 year left. So theoretically, he could walk away if they don't franchise him after next year. But if you're Seattle, you have a quarterback who wants to leave. If it's not going to work, you would trade him because, as we've seen, quarterbacks are worth a lot. And if you could restock your franchise for the next 15 years by trading Russell Wilson, if you even wanted to do that, then that makes a lot of sense. So I think we're kind of getting to the point for Seattle where they might have to have a decision like, what are we going to do? Like, are we going to trade this guy or are we going to try to make it work again? The one interesting sort of caveat / dynamic here is Pete Carroll seems very young, but he is not very young. And I have never got the sense that he wants to rebuild. So I would imagine they would only trade Russell Wilson if they could do something to reload and keep this thing going where they're at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what was the initial reports when Chicago flew to North Dakota to try to make the deal with the Seattle Seahawks? It was they wanted players and picks in return.
Yeah.
And that was like the entire, and then they didn't make a deal. Was that close to happening, you think, or no?
It never felt very close because, I mean, John Schneider, the general manager, does a fantastic job, always one of the best. But
shut up.
Pete Carroll technically has final say, and I don't know whether or not Schneider would have considered it, but from what I was told, Pete was always a hard no. Like, I'm just not going to do it.
All right, let's talk about another
I never
vet.
got the sense. Yeah, I never got the sense it was close.
Okay, let's talk about another vet then. And the other day, Journalist of the Year, A.J. Hawk, said this is a twofer to Aaron Rodgers, at current MVP of the NFL, in a press conference-like setting. He said this is a twofer, something, and then the second one was, what are the chances you're with Green Bay next year? And honestly, the rest of the reporters in the room were surprised by the question. There was a lot of, whoa. Hey, actually, great, excited to hear this. He said no comment is what he said. He said no comment. And obviously with what happened last year, and then Jay Glazer says, there are going to be teams that are looking for veteran quarterbacks like Russell Wilson, maybe Aaron's.
A lot of teams.
A lot of teams are going to be looking for veteran quarterbacks. What is your temperature on the Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay Packers thing, even if they have success? Because I just watched Man in the Arena. Parcells took a team to the Super Bowl, and it was his last game with the team. He actually went somewhere else. So that wouldn't be, not saying that they're not going to be able to have success this year, but was that surprising to you what he said on our show to Journalist of the Year, AJ, or is this kind of the same conversation it's always been?
AJ deserves a lot of credit for asking, and I'll tell you why. Because hard questions aren't real. Like, people talk about hard questions as like, I have to ask this. Like, that does not exist. To me, you are merely asking a question everybody wants to know and giving the person an opportunity to respond and put their stamp on it. Rodgers did not want to, which is interesting, but also, like, I don't know what he could say that would be meaningful. Like, he's in the season. He's in it. Obviously, he likes things now. They're very good. So either he says, I hate it, get me out, which he's never going to say, or he says, I love it, and we go, well, obviously he's going to say that. So I think Rodgers actually was okay not answering because we're not going to get anything from it. But I would say this, like, it's not – I can't pretend it's all roses. Like, this offseason happened. That was very real. But it does seem like some of the stuff he wanted – and I'm not just talking about trading for Randall Cobb, but like it seems like they listen to him. It seems like they are in tune with him.
Yeah.
It just feels like that a little bit.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that, it feels like. And I appreciate, his no comment, but it would have been sweet if, what are the chances you're at Green Bay and Aaron just, matter of fact,
100%.
No, 0% actually, and then just moves on to the next one. Either way, the world could have won up in fire, but everything he says it's going to happen. And you said, when you said teams are going to be interested in veteran quarterbacks, does that mean it's going to be like a hungry market? Like you think there's going to be a lot of moves made, huh?
I really do. And this is sort of what last offseason was kind of supposed to be about. It never really materialized. I mean, you had, Stafford and I guess Goff, and then you had Wentz. But, like, this year, if you – what?
That's a lot. That's a fucking lot.
Was that a lot? Well, but it was supposed to be a lot more. And anyway, this year I think we are going to get a lot more because, if you look around the league, like, the amount of teams that need quarterbacks are a lot. I mean, more than 5, 6, 7, and then – it seems like there's an okay rookie class. There'll probably be a couple first rounders, but probably not the 5 that we usually get of quarterbacks in the first round. So veterans are going to be the market, and that's going to be all the interest. And we're going to be talking about Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson again, who probably has an even bigger market than he had initially. Like, that is what this offseason is going to be about.
Okay, can't wait for it. Excited to hear who goes where and what happens. Boston Connor with an incredible question on deck.
Yeah, Rap Sheet, in your knowledge, do you know of any other head coaches in the NFL like Zach Taylor who go to Vegas and play craps for 72 hours, or is he kind of the only one who tears down casinos in Nevada?
By the way, love Zach Taylor all of a sudden. Love.
Yeah. First of all, I thought that was a great move. Now, he's not the most recognizable person, right? Like, he's
bland
a head coach
white.
in the NFL.
Yeah, he's bland white.
I would never say that. I don't look at things like that. But if you put him in a lineup,
he's a bland white.
He would just be in a lineup.
Yeah.
He could definitely disappear in Vegas. Wear a hat, wear a mask, and just sit on the craps table for forever. I thought that was great. I always want to know, it's sort of like the section of those dumb entertainment magazines where you're like, stars, they're just like us. Like, I want to know what stupid things head coaches and athletes do. And I like Zach Taylor a lot more that he will sit at the craps table and play low stakes. I do the same with poker.
Yeah, he plays low stakes. Yeah. I'm sure he plays low stakes. Of course he does. Yeah, obviously playing the big.
You don't buy. Hold on. So you think he's lying to us?
No. Obviously, you go to a craps table to play low stakes. That's why you
walking around.
That's what you do for 72 straight hours.
Yeah. Goddamn.
I will put a nickel on nickel plays out there. I mean, that is.
I guess it's a better question of what actually is his low stakes. That would have been a good follow up.
Yeah. Well, nothing crazy. I think he said. I like the fact that after a couple of those, he even said, sometimes I got to put a self-ban on me because I've been there. I'm in there right now. Like, I can't go back. Can't go back to Vegas or whatever. And also, craps, for people that think they're athletic, people think they can control that because there's ways to set up the die beforehand. And if you're athletic and dialed in and you practice enough, you can almost control the outcome. And it's an energetic environment. I like Zach Taylor a lot more. I think what he should do is take the Brown family's money to the craps table, win enough to build an indoor facility.
Perfect.
So his team can continue to win maybe as the weather gets a little bit colder because they're going to have to come storming back because it's hot in the kitchen of the AFC North. Go ahead, Diggs.
Hey, and we got quarterback question marks this week. Kyler, Baker, Goff, Ben.
Why?
Is Ben still having symptoms? How many times he has to test? Who's playing? Who's in? Who's out?
All right, we'll go through it. Goff didn't practice today. He's dealing with an oblique thing. That doesn't seem good.
He's out for the rest of the year.
Get your rest.
He's out for the rest of the year.
Good run.
He's done.
Tim Boyle is taking first-team reps, who I'm sure no one has ever heard of.
Oh, right.
Whoa. Green Bay legend.
I mean, you guys obviously have heard about him, but I'll say this. For someone who has almost never – I don't know if he's ever actually played, coaches love him. They really, really love him. And I know Green Bay was not happy when he ended up leaving, but he might actually get to start.
Oh, that's good.
Kyler, we'll see. He's been pretty positive, but he's been positive for the last 2 weeks and hasn't played and hasn't come close to play. And there's a bye. after this week. So, like, it would make a lot of sense if they just have Cole out there, bring back DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler full strength after the bye. I think Baker's probably going to be okay. He's definitely banged up, but I think Baker's going to be okay. And then Roethlisberger, he has a chance. I don't think he has symptoms now, from what I understand, but it's just it's tough to know what the tests are going to say. So I think he's got a shot.
Question.
They could find out Saturday.
Question. Unvaccinated guy gets COVID.
Yep.
Whether people knew he's unvaccinated or not.
Right.
I mean, that is.
I read about that.
They're not even this particular. 10 days with, I assume, how many hours of asymptomatic because you're no longer contagious?
Yeah. You just have to be asymptomatic by the time you get through your 10 days. But yes.
Okay, Ben Roethlisberger, vaccinated. He has to produce negative tests or just become asymptomatic?
He has to produce 2 negative tests 24 hours apart and be asymptomatic.
What if he gets to 10 days?
So then he is good.
Okay.
So basically, if you're vaccinated, you could test out earlier.
Okay, you can get those 2 tests earlier than the 10 days. But the 10 days is the maximum sentence for a vaccinated COVID positive player.
Right, because they believe by that point, even if you test positive, you're not able to give it to other people.
And if you're unvaccinated and you can't produce a negative test for 10 days, are you allowed back in or no?
If you're unvaccinated, you're still back after 10 days. Like, a negative test is not required.
Okay. So 10 days maximum sentence.
Yes.
For all COVID situations. Go ahead. By the way, let's hope it's not a life sentence.
Yeah,
That's right.
Seriously.
T's and P's, which we don't hear ever from these types of
No,
media.
never.
Ever. How's
don't
he
care.
doing? How's your family? No, that's never asked.
of
It's
that.
COVID positive at this asshole, keep it moving, blah, blah, blah. There's never a,
It's true.
how's your
How's your
family?
family?
Well, yeah. Go ahead, Ty. You guys have a little feeling over there. Have a little heart. Have a little gabagool, Ian. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Ty. Sorry about it.
Rap sheet. Bob Domofsky tweeted this morning that Bakhtiari has missed 3 consecutive practices in a row. Is there and I asked Glazer yesterday, and he didn't know what the hell was going on. Is there a chance that Bakhtiari doesn't play this year? I mean, what's going on here? When's this guy coming back?
Yeah, they think he is going to play at some point this year. The problem is he got injured so late, right? So he got injured. I feel like it was late December, or at least mid-December, right? So, should be back, let's say 11 months, 10 and a half months, if all goes well. Is he going to be himself at that point? I don't know. Is he at risk of re-injury? I don't know. Like, they have time, and there's no deadline anymore because they already activated him. So I just think they're going to make sure he's 100%. Like, I believe he will be back in December. I don't believe there's been a setback. And from what I understand, these days off on Thursday are to make sure that his rehab is going well with no setback. So I do think you will probably see him in December.
Okay. Great news for the draft coming back that we thought was maybe this week, last week, or the week before.
Yeah, December.
I mean, what is this? How come we can't get like the doctor that did Carson and Quentin
exactly.
to get him back? You know what I mean?
Help him out.
What the hell's that about?
Ian, maybe work on that for next week. We appreciate you, man. Have an incredible weekend. We hope you do great coverage today on the television.
I will do my best, and I will talk to you next week, either during Thanksgiving, during your meal. I guess you'll probably be FaceTiming me, right?
No, probably not.
No, because there's 3 games.
No?
So I have to move up the rap sheet weekly.
Are we doing that on Wednesday?
Yeah,
We can do it on Wednesday.
Are you free on Wednesday?
Yeah. We'll talk about my plans to smoke a turkey and other things. Yeah, I'm free.
Well, I'm assuming the night before Thanksgiving, too, you and everybody just goes and gets obliterated off of booze like everybody else.
Blackout rap sheet.
I mean,
you know what everybody
I'm
does?
not gonna. In the words of Aaron Rodgers, no comment.
Oh, this guy gets it. This guy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rapoport. Thank you, Rapoport. He's a good talk every week.
He's going to get bombed next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Did you see his face?
Yeah, as soon as I do the show, by the way, you FaceTime me, I hang up, and we talk about it. I am off to the bar.
Yeah. Booze hot.
Give me everything in it, AJ. That's what he's saying. Give me all the urban chop house whiskey bar you got.
What? Hey, this will be a bad clip if he gets arrested for smoking meth on Thursday night or Wednesday night next week.
Listen, if he's smoking meth, I would like to pull him aside and tell him, hey, we need to lean off the meth.
Yeah.
And if you're out there thinking about doing the meth, don't. Just don't even get into it.
There's other
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Like our Lord and Savior.
Jesus can be your drug that can make you feel the same way meth does.
Jesus Christ!
Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ! Let's get to a break. The Super Boost will be up or is up momentarily. So on the other side of this break, we have a celebration.
Here we go. Here we go.
He could have answered me about Gruden. You know that.
Yeah, but I mean, what the fuck? I mean, there's a lot to talk about. And that you know,
It just hit me because Gruden, like, it's been out of the news lately. So I'm like, all right, let's see what's going on, man.
By the way, while you're up for Journalist of the Year.
Go, AJ. You're going to get it this year, man.
You know, AJ Hawk and the J stands for journalism.
That's right.
And this is the year you finally get award. All right, we're back in 4 minutes. See ya.
Big Sale Friday! Big Sale Friday! Big Sale Friday! Big Sale Friday! Big Sale Friday, why? Big Sale Friday, bitch! Big Sale Friday!
Oh, Big Sale Friday.
Big Sale! Big Sale Friday!
Big Sale Friday. Big Sale Friday, dude. 25% off everything.
Hey, with the 17-game season, I talked to Pat earlier. I've seen some people try to say players may be pacing themselves or whatever. They can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Do you ever feel that with anybody? Is like your day-to-day change or anyone's mindset change with the 17-game season? And also, what are the chances that you're going to be playing in Green Bay next year?
Hey, that's good journalism.
It's a twofer.
Thank you for that too. For that, I find it hard to imagine anybody's pacing themselves. We're talking about one more game. You know, we've played 16 games for so many years in a row now. One extra game, you're talking about, a 6.25% increase in playing. Like, I don't think anybody's actually really pacing themselves with the extra game now.
You just do that. Wow. Did you just do that math in your head right there? Or do you have the? Are you one of those guys like, let me carry the one?
42 sounds.
Yeah, they have this cover 2 defense right now. I've seen this 40. Is that you? Is that real?
That's real, yeah.
All right.
So,
7 times 2.
I do have some good mental math tricks I can do another time.
Another show.
Another show. Age, no comment.
Oh, shit! Hey, they're gonna have to bleep me out of a lot. They're gonna have to bleep
That's a good thing.
my reaction out.
I just wanted to no comment you age. That's fun for me. Now that you're a media person, you're a big media guy.
Isn't that the first thing they tell you, though, when they sit you down your rookie year? Don't say no comment. That's what they told us.
Yeah, I wasn't part of that conversation.
But you are a rebel, though, so you can say it.
A maverick. The system crashed out. Only one camera is of use at this moment. For those that are watching at home, we apologize. This must be a Field Goal Friday.
I can't believe that the cameras aren't working on today of all days.
Yeah, well, I mean, if
This is the universe.
Oh, hey, pal. How you doing?
Gabagool.
Wow! We're going!
I need a nice cold Bud Light.
Oh! You're fucking out!
How's your fan?
Maybe a couple whiskeys.
What? 80,000 individual eyes that are looking at these eyes right now. What the fuck are you doing?
2 scotches.
What? Are you kidding me?
Tequila. What?
55, 56, 63. That's how many new wrinkles I'm going to bring to the office.
I get things done, Patty.
Vodka. What?
He said I was on meth. I ain't ever done meth.
Dirty dressed up like Russell Wilson.
Margarita. What?
He's Brett Michaels.
You're fucking out! More ice cold Bud Light. What? More ice cold Bud Light. What? More ice cold Bud Light. What?
What?
Ice cold.
Cheers.
Thanks for everybody watching.
In case you didn't know, today is Thursday, and on Thursdays, our show is brought to you by the good people
Hold
at
on.
Thursday Boot.
Hey, so like when we were growing up,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you're in a classroom.
Sure.
And they pass around the reading.
popcorn reading.
Was this the voice? Was this the voice that you did in those classes? You were a year below me, so I never got a chance to experience. I was in the same classrooms, different times. Is this the voice?
I try to enunciate and pronunciate and expand my voice so that everyone can understand clearly.
Yeah, you're doing great. Hey, you're fucking crushing it, dude.
Yeah.
I was just realizing what I missed in elementary school because you were a year younger than me.
You missed a lot.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed about it.
Well,
about that.
Classroom.
We're good people, and the good people at Thursday Boot Company, a bootstrap
Whoa,
startup.
you changed your reading.
Tony, what the hell?
I thought we had a reading. I mean, what did we
Hey,
miss?
bootstrap startup that makes handcrafted boots and sells them direct to consumer at some of the lowest markups in the footwear industry. Incredibly comfortable, versatile, and durable. Thursday boots are perfect for people who understand quality and don't want to pay the high retail price.
Good gobble.
Go to ThursdayBoots.com/Pat for free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges. So if you don't like the fit out of the box, you can just send them right back and get a new pair. That's ThursdayBoots.com/Pat.
Attaboy, Ted.
Hey.
AJ, your thoughts on Tone's reading? Pretty good?
It was great. I liked Tone's, like his delivery when he asked Ian questions too. That was really good.
Yeah, he really did go in there at the end. I heard the drop off at the end, you know, and it was because he was trying to disguise his question as if he cared about anybody other than Roethlisberger. You know, that was.
Well, no, I do, because there's betting implications on the other quarterbacks playing too.
Yeah, you're right. The Kyler Murray thing is fascinating because if they do have the bye week in 2 weeks, why would you? Unless you say, hey, we can test it out right now, and if anything goes wrong, we have the bye week still. I guess there is a way you could look at that, but if you get an extra 2 weeks here, it's almost like him and D-Hop have a brand new season again. Like, you know, hey, every time we start the season, we're great, and then something happens, they're like, fucking, we got it. All right, you're going to take a 4-week break in the middle of the season, and then we'll just have 2 beginnings of the season. We'll be all the way back and fresh and relaxed. Your thoughts, AJ?
Yeah, with the bye week coming up, it would make sense for sure for Hopkins to rest that hamstring if that's what you're dealing with. We know time will help, and I would assume Kyler as well. Like they think, hey, even if we drop this game, we need you to make this home stretch.
Hey, hamstrings, those are literally just time, right?
Yeah, I think that's all you can really do.
Because
I mean, they'll do ultrasound and stem and all that, but really it's just time.
Yeah, because it's anything that's tweaked. You just got to hope that it's not deep. You got to hope it's not a severe, and then just over time it comes back. And I think there's obviously, you know, the compression and the cold and the hot and all that shit. But I think it's just your body's going to have to figure it out.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you're going to do all you can, but how much does that really help?
I didn't have many muscle things. Did you? I didn't have many, and I can't touch my toes, and I didn't have many muscle things. I was very thankful for it. Anytime I went through it, I was like, this is awful, because there's no like, hey, if you do this, then you do this, then you do this, you'll be here, you'll be good. With muscles and shit, it's like, we're going to try to do this to expedite it, and we're going to try this, but it's really just your muscle healing back or whatever. I'm like, well, come the fuck on, dude. Like, what do we do?
It's not really something you can fight through either. Like, I've never pulled a hammy. I did my groin and my calf, and when you first do it, you can't really tough it out. It grabs on you so hard you can't move.
Yeah, the sniper thing's real. Like, poof, like you are down. You just got to hope it figures itself out. What's up, Tom?
With Kyler, he's practicing, like he's throwing, he's practicing. How do teammates feel like when guys are like, if this is a playoff game, I could play, but right now, like, I'm not going to go. Or if it's like, hey, we got the bye week in a week. I could technically play this game, but we got the bye week. Maybe I'll wait. Like, how do teammates feel about
It depends who it is. Yeah. You know, this is a be who you can afford to be type thing. And I think everybody understands what they're saying as well. And they know that there is an entire process to get onto the field. I think the only time we've ever judged anybody that was hurt was, or maybe not as hurt as they said they were. We had a rookie corner, I think, who was. I think we needed a good corner, and I think they invested in the corner, and I think he was like actually a pretty cool guy. I think people were starting to like him. We saw it. He sat out of a couple practices because of a muscle injury, and then he had to do his rookie performance at night, which is sing a song, and he ended it captivate. I mean, it was a fucking grand finale. He ended it with just doing a standing backflip, just popped right up into the sky, flipped, nailed it, and was like, "Oh shit, what a show!" And then everybody was like, That's one of the most explosive moves you have to do. And why didn't you practice today? We're in the middle of training camp. And then that became the entire narrative almost about that guy. And once that narrative gets painted on you, I've never seen it before. That was a tough one to shake for him, I think, amongst coaches, players, everything like this. And trainers obviously don't love it because they're trying to get as much information as possible, and they're getting their asses chewed if players aren't back in practice soon enough. I mean, that was a wild time, but I think everybody gets it, AJ. I think everybody gets it.
Yeah, they do, but you do have to, like, I always wonder about people that are so comfortable sitting out practice, especially if they haven't like arrived, they're not a vet, and they're like, it's not feeling right, bud. And it's like their 4th day there, and you're in training camp, and they say their hammy doesn't feel right and they're fighting for a spot. I'm like, man, I don't know how you can feel so happy and comfortable when they're looking over and you see them on the side, like maybe riding the bike, throwing the ball around. And I'm like, I would just be a wreck. I wouldn't be able to just sit out and hang out like that.
Yeah, I wonder, like, how do you fall asleep at night? Because at night at those camps, if I have like a bad day in those training camp practices, I'm like, oh, they're going to cut me. Like, I'm going to get cut. Like, if I don't get my shit together, I know old buddy doesn't like me. Buddy doesn't like me. He would love to get me out of here. That would, like, worry me. And I think, much similar to you, I thought if I didn't practice, I couldn't go. And, like, I had to get my reps in. Like, I had to. There's some people that were able to sit out and just show up on game days. I don't think I was mentally tough enough to do that. I think I would have absolutely beat myself down going into games confidence-wise. But anytime I'd see a young guy who was like drafted maybe 3rd, 4th round, 5th, maybe 5th round, whatever the case is, but you're seeing they're getting a lot of opportunity and they want them to do well, and they're in a red shirt for whatever reason early in training camp, and they walked. They didn't get a golf cart. They actually walked from where the locker room is all the way to where the field is, which is a long-ass walk. My immediate thought was, so you can walk like 150 yards right now, and they're saying this is, and you can't practice, and then you see on the sideline, like you said, playing catch or like dancing around.
Like happy. Wouldn't you be nervous to be acting happy when you were sitting out of practice?
I was always like, that person's cut, they don't even know it. That person's never been cut before.
I respect it. I kind of respect being oblivious to it. Like, oh yeah, I'm just going to enjoy my life. I'm like, geez, that's tough. I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, you're right. I guess we do have to have some sort of respect for that, because I don't know how anytime somebody can do something that I'd never be able to do, I'm like, hey, fucking
Do you think those guys eventually figure it out, or are those mostly the kind of guys who are just bizzling out?
Well, I believe the second one there is mostly because there are so many people, okay, that have come through NFL buildings who have the quickness, they have the toughness, they have everything, but for whatever reason, they just don't, get it. Just don't get it. Don't buy in. Don't completely buy in. For some reason, attempt. And by the way, I was almost one of these people. Let's not get it twisted. I mean, I got arrested on a very chilly evening where there was sporadic rainfall. I still think there was a chance, but that kind of changed. It's just, I think there's some people that can and realize like, oh shit, I've been the star at every single team that I've ever played on my entire life. And now I am on the all-star of all-star teams through all the generations. And you're a backup, or you have to play special teams, or you get fucking cut whenever you think you can do stuff. I think there are some people that never, I think obviously the world is filled. There's guys that just never get it. Like, hey, you were good, but everybody's fucking good. You got to go to that next
step. You get it too
step.
late. Some people get it too late, where all of a sudden they get cut and they realize, well, I may never play football again. And then it may click in and they try to train and get back into it, and it just never works out. Yeah, you just hope it's not too late before you do get it.
Yeah. All right, let's run through some. By the way, I hope everybody figures it out there.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Hope nobody ever does that again. I hope that never happens again.
That's right. Can't you get treatment during practice too? Like, why would you be standing on the sideline?
Yeah, treatment's stupid though, man. Treatment doesn't work. Like, I talk to the trainers in Green Bay all the time about this. Yes, of course you're going to do everything you possibly can, but there's also a bunch of overkill where people act like they're working so hard when they're laying down asleep, and they have a poor trainer rubbing a Graston metal stick on their leg at midnight on a Wednesday. Like that, you don't need to do that. Let those guys go home.
Okay, so that was something very personal to you. We just found out about. Okay,
I told guys all the time.
These
guys have families. Let them go home, man. Like you don't need to come back after you sat in the hot tub for an hour and a half after meetings. You went in the sauna, probably hit your vape pen, and then you're going to make these poor guys sit there and rub on you at 6:30 p.m. on a Thursday.
Now, I will say the athletic trainers and the physical therapists and the water boys on the internet memes, water boys and water girls on the internet memes, they are in that building from the earliest treatment time, which is normally if it's a quarterback or whatever, has to do it before his meetings. So you're in there 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. every single day. And then to AJ's point, let's say somebody gets caught up in a meeting or there's a press thing or a segment thing that has to happen. Then there's a hot tub and a shower that happens. Then they get in there after everybody's done. It's like, oh no, now there's another hour and a half session that's about to take place. Their lives and schedules are absolutely insane. And I think that's why, a majority of the NFL knows that your team almost runs through those rooms. Like how the athletic training room is, how the environment, the culture, because there's a lot of people in there for a long, long time. And they always say you can't join the club in the tub or whatever, but everybody's getting some ailment fixed through an NFL season. And if you got great trainers that set a great vibe in there and people really can get after it, that's quite a weapon. But to your point, I never thought about that. Like, hey, you don't have to be here 14 fucking hours a day.
Just be considerate. Be considerate with your time. If you want to sit in a hot tub and be lazy and do all that and read Instagram and scroll through that, do that after you get your treatment, bud. You don't have to make those trainers wait around an extra 2 hours.
And by the way, pick the bottle up, squirt the fucking water in your mouth, okay? And then hand the bottle back.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're allowed to anymore. It feels like that's how often.
Oh no, I've seen guys do it. I forget who it was. I watched the trainer. Who was it? Dak. Yeah, the trainer went to squirt. He's like, nah, and he grabs it and uses it. I'm like, look at this guy. One of the best guys in the players in the world. He plays quarterback. Needs to use that arm.
And I almost tweeted immediately, like, the more I learn about Dak, the more I love Dak. Like that one clip there of him grabbing it, like, yeah, I got it, and then just handing it back or whatever. I'm like, fuck.
Probably said thanks too. Everybody's like, hey, thanks, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, but the gloves, and then I think once some people see like two people get it done, then they're like, oh, this is just how it goes, and then
this is what we do, yeah.
Give me that fucking bottle. The new clause in the COVID thing is that everybody can drink from everybody's bottles.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't just have to have each individual bottle. That the athletic trainers had to go out.
Because there was.
They'd go out, wide, please open wider. Okay, and then need another bottle. Here we go. I got your bottle. Do you want any? No, it's not your bottle. Okay, open wide.
Only 78 more to go.
Yeah. The NFL said you guys don't have to fucking do that anymore. Okay, we didn't think about that whenever we put the rule into place. We apologize.
Same with the gels too, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the other?
There's a hydration problem and a gel problem.
And a gel problem. Yeah, you're allowed to use the ultrasound gel on numerous players. Not everybody has to have their own gel. So if one person's gel is out, you can use somebody else's gel that is potentially in arm reach.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That you weren't allowed to use in the past. Those trainers, that life in there is no fun. And listen, everybody has. Not everybody. There are incredibly hard jobs out there, and I assume the medical staffs of NFL teams would never, ever, ever, ever complain about their job, ever, to anybody. They love football. They love the team they're all in. But there should be a little bit more respect, I think, on how miserable that has to fucking be. I mean,
they work with you. They're on your team. They don't work strictly for you.
Yeah. Kind of, give and take a little bit in that thing.
Just be a decent human. Be considerate.
Is that like a culture thing, or just like the captains of the team?
It's from being baby growing up. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that is. Oh, so you think this is an entire
getting
issue.
away with it early on. If you feel like in middle school or high school you can do that and treat people that way, you're going to continue to do that. So it starts young.
So when I got to West Virginia, I'd never been around like a loop system or like, hey, this is where you turn us in, which I guess high school football has. I don't know if that's how some high school football. I don't think Diggs just said we didn't either, but I assume there's some places that have practice stuff. I'd never been a part of that before. I felt so weird. Like if I got one thing wrong, like where a sock accidentally wasn't all the way on and it maybe got in there, like I was like, I'm so sorry. Like I'm fucking this up for you guys. I literally, the work they put in, good peoples, man. Good people.
We washed our own practice jerseys and some people didn't. And then,
And then what?
Practice pants either. You probably didn't wash those two.
Smelled like dog shit.
Yeah.
My first football experience was at West Virginia the summer before my freshman year. We were the first class that was allowed to go in the summer before your freshman year. Our class was. So we went in there. I got introduced to a whole new culture. Holy shit. The workouts were insane. I'd never really worked out before. Bar was I got thrown into the deep end. I'm learning now after hearing what bar is like compared to a lot of other people. And then the conditioning, I was always good because I could run. But those practices and the environment, I was, holy shit, this is a whole new world over here.
I had no idea. I assumed you had a high school experience. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was wild. It was just fucking right in there. Like, oh, okay. And then I was like, what am I going to do for fucking 2.5 hours?
Don't worry.
Just stand here? What am I mean, I'll go kick, I guess. How many balls can I kick? Hey, good luck out there. I'm getting bored. I'm going out every night probably.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't that much work, and I shouldn't have done that. You know, I should have evolved, and I should have changed. We're back on the other side of this 6-minute break with Swagoo, Marcus Spears.
Hey.
Can't wait for that and more. See ya.
T-shirts, sweatshirts, crew necks, hats, joggers, shorts, quarter zip, tank tops, Christmas sweaters, and so much more.
So I'm going to give my weekly story when Pat comes on.
Yes, there we go. This is my bedtime story right now.
There's a couple refs that you just have it out for, or they have it out for you. And I'm like, before the game, I get the paper, and I look, and who the referees are. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to get a penalty called against me for sure in this game. And so I'll just say this: Bill McCreary.
Wild Bill.
We
fucking hate that guy, dude.
He's a good dude. And I run into him actually in Pittsburgh all the time. So I'm playing in New Jersey, and Bill, there's like the other team trips one of our guys, like a blatant call that's missed. I stand up on the bench. What you do just to be an asshole. I stand up on the bench, take my stick over the board, just boom, 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 boom. I mean, you can hear it through the arena, right? Just boom, boom, boom. Like, come on. It shows them up, right? Come on. And all of a sudden I see Bill just look across. He goes, boom. And he's got like this heavy mustache like this. His mustache, he's just eyeballing me across the way. And he looks at me. I'm standing up. I'm banging my stick. I'm like, fuck you, whatever. So then the play goes on, and I'm tying my skates. I'm on the bench. I'm going like this. I bend down. I'm tying my skates. So like the top of the boards is right here. My head's down. TV timeout. All of a sudden, I hear shh. Someone stops right here, and I look up, and Bill McCreary's like eyeball to eyeball with me, and he goes, are you showing me up? You want to fucking go? You want to go? And he goes like this. I swear to God, he goes like this. He backs away from me. Let me grab my mic. He backs away from me from the bench, and he goes like this. Come on. And I stand up, and I go, Bill, are you challenging me to a fucking fight? I'm like, you asshole, you think I can't? If I fight you, I'll never play a game in this league again. He goes, let's go. Come on, let's go, tough guy. And I'm like, my mind is going like in circles. I'm like, do I fight this guy? Like, I'm not, or what am I supposed to do? He totally won. He knew I couldn't do anything. And I'm just like, I just got to him. I was like, you know what? I'm like, fuck you. And I sat down, and then it was like, I was like, he totally just dominated me right there. And then the next game we played, I was taking the opening face off of the game. He's dropping the puck. He's standing there before the puck drop. I look at him, he looks at me. I look at him, he looks at me. And then finally I go, hey, Bill. I go, Billy, let's bury the hatchet, man. I'm sorry. I got away from myself last game. I got away from myself last game. Like, this isn't, I don't treat referees like that. And he goes, no, I did too. I let the heat of the moment get the best of me. All right, man. Truce. All right, cool. Truce. Drops the puck by the end of the first period. We're fuck you.
This seems to be a thing with you.
I run into him all the time. He's a great dude, but that's how it is, man. He's got to fight his fights out there too to save face.
Oh, Rob,
should I have fought him? Maybe not. Probably not.
I mean, pretty good content. You fight a ref, but also like probably banned forever. I assume.
Yeah, probably.
Smarter than you, I'm better than you.
Mm-hmm.
No. I'm a better person than you are.
No.
Yeah.
I fed the birds this morning, so I'm a better person than you are.
Yeah, but you don't care about
the ozone as much as I do. So do you even like to breathe? That means you don't even like the birds. You don't want the birds to be able to breathe or fly because you want the ozone to be ruined because you're a fucking asshole.
Is that right? Then how come I rollerblade to the supermarket every Saturday and Sunday?
Oh, did that make you feel good? Rollerblading, flattening the earth a little bit closer to the center so it can get hotter, so then the heat comes from the ozone because you're pressing down the earth with your little rollerblades?
Well, yeah, but
I'm a better person than you are.
No, because on Wednesdays I'm planting trees and I'm trying to bring the earth back to what it was.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you're cutting up other trees' roots, though. What a fucking asshole. You Why can't you just let earth be the way it's be? You got to take your shovel and dig into it? Wow. I'm a better person than you are.
I know. I make my own manure. I make my own soil. I'm not chopping up any other roots.
So you don't like cows. You don't like cows pooping.
I hate farmers.
Unbelievable. You hate farmers. Oh, you don't like the head of cows. Oh, you don't like burgers?
Then how come I'm in the Farmers Association of America and I'm going to help?
Oh, you're a lifetime member of the FFA. Hey, that's right. That's what I make. I'm a better person than you are.
No, you're not. I'm a better person than you are.
That's politics, baby. That's what we just did right there. Let's get to the phones. Once again, I think we batted 1,000.
Boom.
In politics with what we just did right there.
How about that?
I do believe after that argument, though, people would say I was a better person than fucking you are, dude.
No, because everyone I just read on Twitter was like, oh my God, this guy rollerblades. I need to start doing that too.
No, that's because you mute all the other people that are actually on my side. They're telling you you're not the right person.
No, I refuse to mute anybody because I love everybody.
Oh, you like freedom of speech. How come then you're not going to listen to everybody?
I do love freedom of speech. That's why I'm not muting anybody.
I'm better than you are.
I'm better than you are.
Everybody's saying it.
No.
Yeah, everybody's saying I'm a better person than you are.
I heard it.
We just did, by the way, still batting 1,000 on politics. I feel so good about it. We even got into the reaction to the punditry.
Yes.
We're batting a fucking 1,000 out there.
Every side.
The people say we're not well-rounded. We don't have depth. Did you hear what we just fucking did? Come on. Wow. Let's go to the phones, man.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show, Hour 3 on this Super Boost Thursday Night Football Thursday, November 18th, 2021. It begins right now. Yeah. AJ Hawk from Ohio. He's obviously won the college football national championship, the Super Bowl, the Ryder Cup. He's all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers and the Centerville, Ohio Elks.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
What time Swagoo on?
Okay, Swagoo's on in 12 minutes. Can't wait for that conversation. Tone Diggs is here. One half of the Hammer Dahn Cowboys. Hammer Dahn airs live 15 minutes after this show ends every Monday through Friday at youtube.com/Hammer Dahn. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. An incredible asset to not only this show, but also the pod, a comedic podcast that is absurd and comes out once a week until the offseason. Foxy, 3-4 times a week in the off.
5 times a week.
5 times a week.
Yeah.
TBD. Still one.
And also joining us in studio right now is because this man has to feel the weight of our world on his shoulders. And I'll tell you what, there is no man finer to be in the position that he is in. This man worked on a shipyard, painting ships in upper left Canada for 16 years.
Damn.
And when he'd walk off that shipyard at 6 a.m. in the morning, 7 a.m. in the morning for 16 years with a graveyard shift painting ships all year round in the middle of Canadian winters. When he would walk off that shipyard, he would look at the book. He would look at the line. Sports was his escape. Gambling was him beating the sports that he absolutely loved. It was his competition like he once had when he was a fine footy player in Canada. And tonight, maybe for the first time, but it probably won't be for the last time, the brain of the man who picked the Super Boost for tonight that is officially live on FanDuel Sportsbook. A Super Boost means these odds are better than every other odd on every other sportsbook because we think it is a winner, and although it has won in the past, it's been awfully cold. Tonight, it turns hot because of the fine brain of the Canadian bearded sensation. Gumpy, what are we looking at tonight?
New England Patriots are -6.5 right now. We're knocking a point off.
Okay.
Pats -5.5 at even money, +100.
Oh,
Here we go.
Oh,
That's the one. Bill Belichick, short week, 28-13-1 ATS, my friends.
let's go.
That's all you need to know.
That was quite a nuke, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I heard him talking so matter of fact, I had no idea that the launch codes had been typed in and the button had been pushed. A Gumpy nuke from the clouds. What was the record again?
28-13-1 against the spread, Pat.
Who's that?
Bill Belichick, short week.
The greatest what?
Coach of all time.
What?
And GM of all time.
Boom.
I've seen it. I felt the pain many years, my friend. I know the pain.
Dolphins fan. Now, that's a rookie quarterback, and Matt Ryan is not. Matt Ryan has had some scars on his heart from the team that is coming into Atlanta tonight. That doesn't worry you at all. No, it's not about Matt. This is about Bill.
Team's going in two different directions. I love Artie Smith. I'm an Artie Smith fan. But Mac Jones, this defense, they're running balls down people's throats.
Oh, yeah.
All day long against a Browns defense.
Jeez.
Atlanta defense is not better than the Browns defense. Come on.
Damian Harris is back. Stevenson's been doing incredible. Hunter Henry and Mac Jones seem to be on the same damn page. You look at that defense with Judon and the Dolphins paying Kyle Van Noy. And with the way their special teams are. The folk hero and Bailey, who's an absolute bomber for the 4th Dahn unit up there.
I love the Dogs. I've been on the Dogs. I was on the Dolphins last week. I was on the 49ers on Monday. But at some point.
You're also on a heater. And that continues tonight at Bubba Gumpino. We appreciate you. It is live at FanDuel right now. Let's go ahead and win this thing.
Hey, here we go, boys.
100%. I mean, Gumpy picked a lock.
Let's go ahead and see a little bit of a dippity-do. A dippity. What were you doing right there? Were you trying to?
I took the Pats -20.5. I think 5.5 is.
It's mighty fine.
It's mighty
It seemed
fine.
like you were
Okay.
trying to curse what just happened, though.
I'm not trying to curse my team, Tony. What do I look like, a psychopath?
Yeah, actually. I mean, anyways, let's move on. There's some breaking news. Lamar Jackson, for the second straight day, Lamar Jackson is not practicing due to an illness. This is from Ari Mirov's Twitter account, Ari Mirov of Pro Football Focus. He gathers information from all sources and kind of accrues them into one place. Ari Mirov is a great follow. I don't know where he got this information from. Let's assume it's like the Baltimore Sentinel or Boots on the Ground. This is big news. I didn't know that he didn't practice yesterday. This past weekend, he was at the Louisville Jersey celebration.
shit.
He was in Miami. What happened? Because is he okay? Is Lamar Jackson okay?
Take the week off.
Yeah, he did not practice yesterday, and the line moved 2 points, and then it went back up, and now that he's out again, it's probably going to move again. But if it was COVID, they would announce that, but he's already recently had it, and you can't get it within a year from having it.
Tony.
Well, statements made about that. We do not know if they're accurate.
But you played with Hasselbeck when he had food poisoning, and he was getting in the hospital the day of. So, we got days. Lamar will be all right.
Yeah, Lamar will be good. And Lamar is a baller. Your thoughts about the Ravens without Lamar Jackson potentially, or no way, you think?
No, I think he plays. It's Thursday right now, so this would not worry me too much. If he misses tomorrow, then you may have to think about it. But I think they'll be fine.
You did not watch any of Hard Knocks last night. You didn't get a chance to see it. It does feel as if you're back in the building. And maybe it's because, they've done a lot of upgrades since I've been gone. I'm sure a lot of the OGs that I was on a team with there for the first couple of years are looking at some of the rooms and they're like, that's quite an upgrade over what we had going on not too long ago, but they have invested in the building. The facility looks beautiful. The show, though, it felt like I was back in the room. They were giving Jonathan Taylor a game ball. The game ball celebration that happens at team meetings. Hey, game ball. It's a big deal. okay? It's you read off the stats. I assume it happens in Green Bay, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a big deal. Getting a game ball is a huge deal. It's a cool thing. They were reading off Jonathan Taylor's stats, and he was getting a game ball. There was not a peep by anybody in the room.
When they were reading off his stats?
Yeah, for like 15 seconds, they're reading off what this guy rushed for 7,000 yards.
You're saying they should be cheering like after each one?
No, I'm not saying there should be cheer, but unless I misremember these meetings, and maybe I assumed that for everybody there was a
So just nothing. They have is that like just how they started doing that, where no one speaks at all when they're doing it?
I have no idea.
Weird.
It was awkward. I'm telling you, it was the only part where I was like, okay, maybe this is a little bit different than whenever I was in there, because somebody would do so. Even if it was the other running backs in the room, they're going to gas up. Like there is,
and if you're reading multiple things, like he has multiple, it keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it grows,
and it gets awkward.
7 in a row, 8 in a row with nothing.
And some guys hate it, by the way. Like there's guys that on game ball days, they hate what is happening. They do not enjoy. Offensive linemen who had like 8 pancakes and they're reading it off. It is embarrassing for some people in front of their entire team, which is why you have to make it like in my eyes, you should make it like like just gas it up for what it is. Like this is a cool I don't know. But other shit in there I liked. Whenever they were going.
Was that where the We Will Rock You came from?
No, that's
was electric.
That's what I'm saying. Jim Irsay.
This was amazing. Yeah.
We need more Jim Irsay.
Real quick, I don't want to cut you off. I know you get to it. I watched it the first time and there was no sound. I'm like, okay. I had to do something. I'll come back to this. And then when I heard the sound and I realized that was the song he was singing, it made it 1,000 times better.
1,000. Yeah. While I was watching it, my wife had fallen asleep already. 10 o'clock late start.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very.
10 o'clock late start. I mean, let's maybe
figure it out.
Let's go ahead and figure that out.
9 o'clock,
I mean, geez,
Louise.
Louise.
Wednesday night.
My wife, though, is sleeping or whatever. She watched the beginning of it. She'll finish it. She's excited about it as well because it's Colts or whatever. But this happens. And I started out loud going, yes, and then I turned it up, and then I hear, we will rock you. I just thought about how pumped fucking Jim Irsay, who probably would never have taken this opportunity to do what he wants to do in the past for whatever reason. Him just being like, you know what, the team that I am the sole owner, 100% owner of this team right here. We have turned this, we stunk early. We have turned this around. Let's go, boy. And him just being fucking that excited, that elated. I'm so happy for him. I think it's amazing. I think it's awesome. Also, hilarious. It is hysterical to think that the owner of the Colts is doing that. It was a perfect moment. He always came into the locker room before games and after games. Always. He had his own chair where he would come and he would walk through, the locker room right through the middle to get to his chair like 5-10 minutes before a big break, before we go out on the field. And it was almost every time, his chair would be right where me and Vinatieri almost like are, when he walked in. And every time it was ooh, look at that suit. And he goes, thank you, man. And it would be some pinstripe, sweet suit. But then he would sit down and it literally looked like he was getting ready for the game. Like he takes those game days and games, and I've never been in the box with him, but I've heard it is like every play is like a ride or die for Jim. So I think
it's nerve-wracking. If you're the owner, imagine sitting up in that box, I don't really have any control over this, but this is my team. I would be hanging on every play too.
Yeah, and I love that he's just out. If Hard Knocks doesn't cover more Jim Irsay, though, what are we even doing Hard Knocks?
Come on.
I was hoping the players were going to get more into the We Will Rock You, and they were just going to do the whole song.
Yeah, maybe pick them up too.
See,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, you need some people in that locker room that are like, they realize the moment is.
I would have been banging on the wall so hard, whatever I could find. I would have been juicing him up.
Bro, I'm like, man, so hard. Let's make this moment we don't get this type of shit.
Let's make it a tradition that after every win, this is what we do.
He needs to come in with a different song next time, by the way. Maybe one that he wrote himself.
Yeah, that always goes well. People love originals. They don't want to hear the hits.
Bro, he's fucking unbelievable. That was my takeaway from it was Jim Irsay needs a little bit more dedicated time on Hard Knocks.
Yes.
Also, it was cool to get back in the building. You do kind of feel it because they walk you, from the practice into the meetings in the facility. It felt like I was kind of retracing some steps from back in the day. It was cool. I enjoyed it a lot, and hopefully the rest of the season will be great. Joining us now is a man you can see all day, every day on ESPN.
That's right.
A man that actually football season has been titled this man's nickname season, because once the football is kicked into the air for the NFL and college football season, this man is on ESPN chit-chatting at any given hour on ESPN. Always bringing the energy. Oh, yeah. Always bringing the juice. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, he and I were the only two people on a 4-person set that weren't allowed to have our own microphones. We had to share a microphone at 8 in the morning, and one particular morning on ESPN. Legend, Swagoo, Marcus Spears.
Yeah! Gumpy, what up, baby? AJ, what's happening?
Hey, hold on. It is great.
This T'Challa, bro.
T'Challa?
This the new pup, man. 10 weeks.
Wow. That's a pit?
Yes, you know it. You know big black dudes buying pits. Don't play on here.
Is it pure? Is it
purebred, man? I got it from this guy named Chico Lopez, man. He really give a lot of dogs to a lot of boxers. He's heavy in boxing, but I had to hound him to get one, man. Purebred, 100% American pit bull.
Let's go! Yeah. I can't wait to see.
T'Challa, say what's up.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Say what's up.
Hey, T'Challa. Right. Hey, T'Challa. Remember me when you're older, okay? If we ever run into each other. All right. This is Uncle Pat. All right. Jeez.
Get out of here, man.
So one of my friends had a pit, and I have a pit now. Pit Sharpay makes best animals, most loyal animals. Dude, yes. I mean, they are smart, incredibly intelligent. There's one particular pit bull that my friend had was a very defensive, hey, must protect this house, type. I met it when it was a puppy. Okay, great relationship when it was a puppy. I came back 1 year later and it had changed the way the house.
You forgot about you.
No.
Forgot about you.
No.
Oh, it was still cool.
Oh, it was awesome. I almost shit my pants when old Diablo turned the corner. I almost shit my pants, and then jump on the head. It was awesome, but great to have you on the show, Swagoo. We appreciate your work. We know it's a lot of effort, and you always bring the juice. We appreciate you.
Man, appreciate y'all having me, man. I'm a fan. You know that, bro. I'm a fan. We can share our pleasantries. You and AJ do a phenomenal job, man. I watch. I was like at some point my dude gonna hit me up and we gonna rock together.
Well, I think I've asked you a couple times in the past, haven't it?
I've been pushing for you for a while.
Whoa.
AJ's line.
Hold on. Well, it's great to have you. Should have happened a lot earlier, and I thought there was a time but whenever you do the ESPN gig and you do become one of the faces of the season for ESPN. I mean, you are on every day, whether it's every day, all day, whether from your house or in studio or everything like that. At what point do you kind of get there where you're a lot of people are going to hear everything I say, because that's something that I've been learning about now. I couldn't even imagine with the ESPN platform. Has that happened? And what is your mindset when you go on camera?
Man, listen, you know this, and AJ, y'all show is phenomenal. First of all, man, let me say that. It's something about not giving a damn, Kafi.
Yeah.
And I've been calling you Kafi. Let me tell the audience, I call Pat McAfee Kafi. Yeah. I've been calling you this forever.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
AJ, mad love to you. Hate that y'all used to beat the hell out of us when you was with the Packers. But it's all good, my brother. Listen, man, I have learned in this business, man, you better stay true. And whenever you show up on camera, you better be firm in your opinion, and you better stay true to what you believe that's coming out of your mouth. And that's how I do it, Pat. Cause a lot of people, man, wait for the kinks in our armor, or they wait to find something that we said wrong, and that'll be the rest of your existence. I tell a lot of people, man, the one thing that I have prided myself on, when I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I was wrong. So I think that's the lesson, man.
Marcus, why is it so hard for other people to admit if they are wrong? It's I feel like if you confront it, you admit it, people move on pretty quick.
I think egos, man. We human nature. We don't want to be wrong. I give you an example today, man. This stuff that's going on with the football player. I ain't gonna even say his name, but he domestic violence, was beating up his lady. Right?
Hey, I saw that video as soon as that was one of the most that was like, I've never seen anything like that, by the way.
Listen, bro. I looked at it and I had a visceral reaction, Kafee. And I posted, don't even need a trial, just put him in jail. All right. And that's obviously we know how the judicial system go and all of that, but I'm speaking to that. And then I got a lot of people, man, that was like, yo, you shouldn't be sharing that video. And for me, I've always been the type of person, like, put a face with a name. Like, put a face on it. Like, make sure people know who's responsible for that. But I also had to take pause and say, you know what? I agree with you more by saying the video shouldn't be up because of the victim.
Yes.
Because of what it does to the person that it's actually happening to. So, AJ, to your point, man, like, I think I don't have a pride issue, bro. Like, that's the one thing for me. And Kafee know that we hit it off when we first met. I don't have a pride issue. I don't think I'm the best person on TV. But you know what? I don't care either. Like, I'm going to be 100% authentic. When I'm wrong, I'm going to say I'm wrong. When I'm right, I'm going to gloat and have a big head and do all of the things that you do when you're right. But I think just society, bro, if we just say, you know what, man, I messed that one up. I was wrong on that situation. And we'll be in a lot better place.
Hey, accountability is a real thing. It would be cool, and self-awareness is also the thing. And it feels like potentially in a lot of positions that have a lot of eyes on them, there isn't a lot of self-awareness. And it is dope to kind of see you be your authentic self all the time. Let's pivot a little bit to the entire thought of working at ESPN, because we obviously watch all day out there. We watch all the channels. We kind of, because I enjoy a lot of the people that are on some people, I'm like, how and why? But we all kind of do that. But I enjoy a lot of the conversation. And then when the first take thing happens and there's like, okay, you might get a chance to get in there with Stephen A. Are you viewing that as like game day? Like, hey, this is a massive game. Like, this is do you view that type of stuff when you think about what the future looks like or anything like that?
I don't, Fee. You know what, man? We all have goals, bro. Like, so this is an exclusive. My ultimate objective is to be like the first late night sports host.
Oh, here we go.
Right, like when like a Leno, or like when you sit down, I'm behind the desk, we bring on the athlete, and then we talk. We talk about everything, and that's the thing that I think I've enjoyed more about being at ESPN. As I've learned, is that I don't have to always stick to the same old sports topic. We can have fun. We can infuse juice. We can talk about other things that's intertwined with sports. But sometimes, like, the conversation lends itself for you to make a joke, or it lends itself for you to be serious about it. I think those levels. My dog, my baby dog, and they're messing with our older dog Foxy right now.
Oh, about to learn a little lesson.
Yeah. You try to teach him something.
Yeah.
But ultimately, man, like, If someone was to nail me down and say, what do you want to do, right? That would be what I want to do. But also when it comes to first take, man, like, that's Stephen A. arena, bro. Like, we don't need to kid ourselves. That's his show. And the way he wants it to go, it'll go like that. And I think when I was asked to be on there, I'm on there every Wednesday, I was like, Stephen A., I got a lot of respect for him. He's been a mentor to me. He's been a big part of my success and my rise at ESPN, but I'm not going in there to make Stephen A. feel good. I'm not going in there to make him think that he right, or he the knowledge of all things sports. And I think he respects that, man. You know how it is. Both of y'all know how it is, man. The team ain't gonna test you until he realizes you gonna fight back.
Yep.
Right. Yep. So that's the approach when I go on that show, and I think it's a different approach on shows across the platform. With NFL Live, that's like we at school, we at lunch, and we joking and laughing, and we talking about sports. And that's the vibe. And me and Dan fight, and we have our disagreements. Laura is kind of managing everything that's going on. Mina Kimes, the smart kid that everybody need to be associated with because you won't fail school, okay? And then RC obviously bringing the bringing all of the street knowledge, bringing what's happening out there in the world outside of what we're doing. We got a great dynamic. And then Keyshawn, he the old dude on the block that don't really have a lot of time for the youngsters and all of the laughing and fun. He just want to come do his job for an hour and get up out of there. So it's dynamics on different shows, man. And that's what I enjoy about you guys, man. Y'all have the ability to go like that, right? Sometimes the story is, all right, let's stop down and be serious. Sometimes the story is, let's clown for 10 minutes. And then sometimes it's like, all right, we got a sports topic. We gonna dive in and lean on y'all expertise. I think every show needs that, bro.
Hey, Marcus, to pivot again. So you played for Bill Parcells. Was that what you expected? Like, what were your expectations coming in, and what was he like?
He was tough, man. But I'll tell you, AJ, it helped me playing for Saban in college, man.
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot of recall from the approach of coaching. Now, both of y'all know this. What changes when you get to the NFL is this your livelihood. So it's a different approach. And I couldn't stand Bill Parcells, bro. I wanted to fight him every single day when I was a rookie. I wanted to really put hands on the man. Because he was trying to get, and look, man, my draft class, dude, we had some dogs, right? We got DeMarcus Ware, who's going to get a gold jacket. One of the best defensive players I've ever played with, ever seen. Chris Canty was drafted in that same class, went to the Giants and won Super Bowls. We had Marion Barber drafted in that class. Jay Ratliff was drafted in that class. So we was all getting it. It wasn't just me, or D. Ware because we was the first round. Everybody had their moments where they was like, man, this dude out of his mind. But ultimately, bro, the career longevity, and y'all know how they go, the career longevity, the quote-unquote learning how to be a pro, that was Bill's place. And he kind of laid that foundation for us to be able to be professionals and have long careers. But I couldn't stand the dude the first year, bro. Like, literally was like, one day I'm going to just sneak him. I'm going to sneak him. I'm going to punch him in the back of the head and put him to sleep.
What is that, Big Tuna? Big Tuna?
Tuna Parcells.
Big Tuna. You were sitting at your house in your apartment. You probably rented at the time, and you're just sitting there looking in the mirror. I'm going to fucking sleep this fat tuna, man. Just that thought being an actual reality is awesome. And then realizing as you get older, like, oh, I needed this. Like, we needed this. Do you think there's a chance that that's not happening as much nowadays? I mean, there is a thought, and me and AJ talked about this, and I'm kind of scared to get your answer just because of how hard we went at it. But, like, there's going to come a day very soon where I don't think anybody is going to spray their own bottle of water in their mouth. Swagger. Like, I think there is going to come a day where a lot of this that you're talking about, where you hated this dude, but you needed this guy to become an order, that's kind of changing, isn't it? And you're a dad and a coach and everything like that, so I guess you get to see it kind of firsthand, but that's a real thing that's happening, right?
To your point, Fee, like, evolution happens, right? We get smarter, right? Like, you could come back from an ACL. Back in the day, you couldn't, right? They thought it was the end of your career. In football, right? The technology and helmets help with concussions because of information and things that we found out that were detrimental. Toradol shots, not good for the kidneys.
Hey, they were awesome, though. They were awesome.
Make you feel like Superman. That was. They should have made a movie about it because you'll run through a brick wall and not realize it until the following Wednesday that you ran through a big brick wall.
Hey, when that wore off, Swagger, when that shit wore off,
Bro, when it wore off, it was the first real practice day. Y'all know about that. When the Toradol left, it was 9 on 7. Was the first period of practice. So you was right back at it.
So AJ hey, hold on. I don't want to get too much into this. AJ didn't get Toradol in Green Bay. They did not use Toradol at all. I used Toradol with a dislocated kneecap in my kicking leg and was able to kick everything. Toradol was the greatest thing of all time. Terrible for your kidney, but as to your point, we learn and we evolve and we grow and we
God bless you, AJ. Yeah. That's fire that you didn't have to use Toradol. I was a 2-gapper. Listen, man. I think to your point, Fee, like I look at these young athletes, bro, and I try so hard not to be the old guy on the stoop. But sometimes, man, your emotions don't matter in this game. Sometimes how you feel don't matter. Like, that's the school that I came from, right? But now you see the evolution. Man, look, Nick Saban coached me. Nick Saban recruited me. Nick Saban ain't danced one time in my living room. He dancing in recruits' living rooms now because that's the evolution, right? These dudes, it's a different breed. So for the sake of me not going like all the way stupid on the younger generation because they're not doing it our way, I still think it needs to be some foundational things about football and life in general that don't need to leave. Like you need to be on time. And if you're not on time, you need to be fined. It don't need to be because you felt like today was a rough morning, so I didn't come to work on time. I don't agree with that. They fined my ass when I had a rough morning and I was late. That's just what happens, right? That's the commitment. Like Bill Parcells cursing you out in practice and being like in your face. I'm fine with that. I ain't never been with a coach putting his hands on players. Yeah. Because you can't really beat me. You just flexing authority, but you can't beat me for real, right? So I never been of that school of thought in the physical part of it. But man, bro, some of these dudes transfer because the coach cursed them out one time. Or some of these dudes, they need to go talk to all of their teammates about what's going on because coach being hard on them. I think sometimes, man, we just like I said, don't want to be the old school dude on the stoop.
It's real.
But for a lot of the foundational things that's going to make you a professional and then carry over into life, I don't think coaches need to waver on that, bro.
I agree, because I think those are lessons that you literally have to gain through experience. Like
yes.
In getting through it and getting over it and even acknowledging like, hey, this person's wrong in my eyes, but they are in a position to do this. I will learn going ahead because I don't want to do this again, or I'll remember this forever. It's just like,
absolutely.
And that's huge in life. Like you're going to talk to idiots in life that are going to be in a position of power somehow. And you're going to have to be able to withstand the stupidity flowing 100%. Out of their mouth. Like this is just something to learn. It is crazy. I don't have a kid or I don't coach or anything like that. But it seems like at some point you have to be able to get a little accountability in there because that is a pillar of being a human, I think, if you want to go on and do anything.
Hey, bro, listen, bro. We get. You know, when we in the media, we get killed all the time. And I work for ESPN and Disney, right? And there are certain things that you can and cannot do at that company. You know, if I don't like the company policy and I want to do something they don't want me to do, I need to take my ass somewhere else that allows me to do it. Instead of complaining about ESPN or Disney not wanting me to do that. I'm from that train of thought, right? Like, okay, you mad. You want to talk about this, but they don't want to allow you to talk about this. I probably need to go find somewhere that'll let me talk about it and tell Disney I appreciate you if you want to drop your things that much and do what you do. I love my job. I pretty much talk about everything I want to talk about anyway. And I'm going to probably say something one day where I'm going to have to be reprimanded unbeknownst to myself. But the bottom line is, man, it really boils down to my decision is to work for Disney and ESPN.
It's their sandbox. You're in their sandbox. It's
their thing. Now, if I'm Pat McAfee and I got a show, I can do what the hell I want to do. Okay? That's freedom. One day I may be there, Kafee, but as long as they keep sending these direct deposits every Tuesday, I'm going to play in the sandbox.
Well, listen, I think you will be there one day because you're obviously incredibly intelligent. It seems like your work ethic is next to, the greats of all time. And
oh, man.
I've enjoyed the hell out of listening to you speak on here, and I think a lot of people probably have. Go ahead, Ty.
Swagoo, you mentioned, the school you came from. With LSU, what do you think they need to do to kind of get back?
They're dead!
Yeah, I mean, are they dead in the water?
They're
paying
dead!
Orgeron a bunch of money. Like, they're talking. Do they need to go get a guy like Urban or something? Like, does it have to be a huge splash hire to be able to compete in the SEC with Saban?
Man, hell no on Urban. That's number one. If y'all ain't never heard me talk about Urban, I don't like Urban. I don't want him coaching at LSU. Yes, I said it. All right, here's the thing, man. Yes, I think it needs to be, first of all, I think it needs to be a coach with offensive prowess, right? We've struggled for so long getting a consistent, high-level quarterback play. And I think it's because when you're a recruit, you look at LSU and you really don't think of them for having the prolific passes. We had Joe Burrow, obviously, who transferred from Ohio State, so he wasn't even originally ours, but we adopted him, and now he's our prodigal son.
Yeah.
And he's the last big-time quarterback to leave LSU. But I think we need a coach that when these recruits are looking at LSU, they saying, you know what, I can go throw for 5,000 yards. I could sit in New York at the Heisman Trophy ceremony. We will always play really good defense, right? Like, it's enough athletes in Louisiana and neighboring places for you to get a lot of really good football players out of the state and even close. And LSU has cachet. Like, it's a name brand around the country. So you'll get every once in a while a 5-star that everybody expected to go another place that can actually play. Speaking of that, the 5-star shit, I hate it.
Me
okay?
too. Yeah, I was
hate
0
it,
stars. Yeah.
Like evaluate the player. If he fits your thing and if he can ball, recruit him and bring him in and coach him. All right, I just had to get that off my chest.
No, you're right. Hey, you're right. Why are we letting some website determine who you should look at?
Hey, but quick, Marcus, don't you think, though, sometimes head coaches that maybe not as confident as others, they feel pressure that, hey, if this guy's in state and he's considered a 4 or 5-star, I have to recruit him because it looks bad if I don't.
100%, AJ, 100%. And the pressure comes from, obviously, we know boosters and the fan base. Like, we got to get this guy. We got to get this guy. I don't watch dudes leave Louisiana and go to Alabama. I don't like it. But you know what happens to those dudes when they go to Alabama? They get drafted in the top 10. Okay? So do your thing, bro. It's a young dude at Alabama, Chris Allen. He was going a DN. He was going to get drafted in the top 3 rounds. Unfortunately, he tore his Achilles. He went to my high school. I didn't give a damn where he went to college. I just wanted him to have success. Go somewhere where you can ball out, man. Would it have been great for him to go to LSU? Yes, I would have loved it. Not saying that. But I think, back to the question, if we can get an offensive-minded coach where we can get quarterbacks to say, I can go to LSU and be a Heisman Trophy candidate, we'll be able to compete.
I got the guy. It's in your backyard.
Oh, yeah.
It's already in your house.
Yes.
Talk to me.
Big Bad Brad Johnson, 14.
Oh.
Huh? Big Bad.
Become coach's son?
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Get it, and the trick shot. And,
the hat.
And
Tiger Stadium.
Oh, my God. He can still sling it. I seen him hit 2 basketball courts. Two basketball.
Kaffi,
Yeah.
if we hire Brad Johnson, I ain't going to a game.
Oh! What's your deal? Have you ever seen the doink, dude?
I love Brad Johnson. I ain't going to no game. I don't want Brad Johnson as the head coach.
What about Lane Kiffin?
I've heard rumors of Lincoln Riley, and I hate speaking on coaches when they got another job because you know how we get it. They like, oh, you trying to influence it. But if we got Lincoln Riley, I'll be over the moon. I know one thing. We going to have a really good offense if we get him.
Who do you think? Okay, I heard Lane Kiffin, though. Is Lane Kiffin a guy you'd want to see there?
Yeah, Lane will be fine as long as Lane can keep his extracurricular cool. He'll be fine. He's an offensive genius. He's an offensive genius, man. He's a really good coach, and I don't want to throw it back 20 years. Lane has matured and all of that. I think Lane would be a good fit at LSU. It's a tough place. It's a tough place in this regard, right? Once LSU fans accept you, they all in, bro. It is go to the end of the earth.
Hell yeah.
But if you ain't authentic and you start with that faking and losing, you out of there, big dog. You out of there like yesterday's news.
I can't wait to see how it all plans out because they stink right now. And that can't happen. LSU,
hey man, easy. Big fella.
LSU stinks.
They're terrible.
Hey, man, LSU just get. You guys are supposed to be good. Like West Virginia, for instance. West Virginia.
We do stink this year. We stink this year.
So do we. I mean,
we stink this year.
It happens. So does West Virginia. I mean, it seems like it's going to continue potentially. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Swagoo, you mentioned the dynamics on the TV aspect of things. How is it with Kendrick Perkins on the Swagoo and Perk podcast, and what's that mindset like on the podcast versus the TV?
The podcast is freedom, man, because first of all, it's long form, so you can really get into detail. And then Big Perk, who I have a ton of respect for. I've been knowing Big Perk since like 2000 or 1999. I played basketball. I know y'all can't tell now because I'm like 340, but I played basketball. And I was a pretty good basketball player. And Perk obviously was a great basketball player coming up through high school, but we played for this organization called the Houston Hoops. And it was a big-time Nike organization. We traveled. We did all the whole travel thing. But Perk was on the younger team. But Perk at like 13 was like 6'9". But we was like, he going to the pros because he was coordinated. He could play. We like, all right, that's what an NBA player looked like. I probably need to go play football. But Perk was always inquisitive, man. He always was looking for wisdom. He stayed around us older guys, trying to kind of figure out the game before he actually got into the spot where he had to make decisions. And then he got an old soul. I got an old soul too, bro. Like we grew up around a lot of older folks. We grew up with a lot of wisdom. We grew up like kind of slow motion. Kafi can't relate to that. You too damn hype for me.
No, I'm old school. I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm old soul. I'm an old soul.
But the podcast, man, the podcast for us is really just like two brothers getting together for an hour and talking about stuff that's going on in the world, man. Fee, the funniest thing ever happened to me on television. I don't know if your crew know this.
All right.
Me and Kafi was on Get Up together on ESPN, and we was talking about Michael Jordan. And I said, in the black community, Michael Jordan was an icon.
Oh, yeah.
And his shoes was ever. And Fee, right after that, this is why I love this dude till this day. Right after that, Kafi said, well, in the white community, Michael Jordan was a brand thing.
No, yeah, agreed. I said, well, the white community, the same way. Also, just wanted to quickly, just so we all were on the same, because we're at the same table. I believe Isaiah was there too, right?
Yeah.
I believe it was Isaiah. It was.
Yeah.
That was
Isaiah was there. Now it was funny, man, but that's when I knew I was like, this is my kind of guy right here, man.
Well, literally, I felt like I was representing the white conglomerate.
You
there.
were.
As the only white at the table. I'm like, hey, just want to let everybody know here that is across all.
Hey, you better, you better had spoke up, man.
I know.
Like,
what if I say nothing? Oh, I say nothing there, by the way. Oh my God. Go ahead, Tom.
So I give this weekend, Cowboys-Chiefs. It feels like it's a measuring stick for both of these teams. Chiefs maybe have got their swagger back. Cowboys, they seem like they're real. What do you think about this weekend's game?
Man, I'm so excited about this game. First of all, shout out to that damn hat, man. I'm watching Yellowstone right now with Kevin Costner. I'm ordering me a hat today.
Hey, don't get too far. That's how this whole thing started.
Swagoo.
He watched the first thing of Yellowstone. He turned into a cowboy, literally, the next day.
Kafi, I apologize in advance. I'm already gone, bro.
What if you show up on NFL?
First of all, my love for Kevin Costner is like through the sky, okay? It's been that way since The Bodyguard. Nice. All right, so to see him on anything is fire. And the show is fire too. It's a lot of gruesome stuff going on. But to the Cowboys and the Chiefs, yes, it is a litmus test. It is a litmus test for both of these teams. I think the Chiefs in this particular season, I'm not talking overarching. Me and Stephen A. had this argument on First Take the other day. I'm not talking overarching. The Chiefs need this game more because they still have to answer some questions based on how this season has started for them and how they've been playing. We kind of have a really good idea of who the Dallas Cowboys are. They are a balanced team. Defensively, they're better. They're better than they were last year. They're not world beaters on defense by any stretch of the imagination. They make opportunistic plays, and they playing really good complementary football. Mahomes, them last week against the Las Vegas Raiders, got back to being the Chiefs' offense. But it's because, okay, I don't know what the hell Gus Bradley was doing, defense coordinator for the Raiders, but he was the one guy in the NFL that said, you know what? I'm going to go at Tyreek Hill man-to-man. I'm going to see if my guy can stay with Tyreek Hill. And then, too, I'm going to leave the middle of the field open, and we're going to see if Travis Kelce can still catch or not. And he found out to the tune of 40-something odd points that everybody could still play. Yeah. The Cowboys do that, I ain't coming on this show no more because it's a bad omen.
Well, I appreciate that sentiment that you will take a stand if the Cowboys do what Gus Bradley did. And let's assume that the blueprint is out there to beat the Chiefs. It was there for a while. But to your point, the second half of the Washington football team, I think they played pretty well. And everybody's like, oh, they're back. It wasn't until Jackson Mahomes didn't go to a game that really I think we all agreed that they're back. Hey, we got to get out of here. We got to get to a break, Swagoo. We appreciate you joining us, man.
Hey, you see what the shirts say, bro. One love all the time, man. This was fun as hell. AJ, say more next time, bro.
No, man, I got to let you go. You're gold.
Hey, Swagger, that isn't what he does. He just drops in with something toxic, and then he sits back, hits a cigar.
I mean, look what I'm dealing with, man. You know I can't talk too much.
When people ask me about AJ, I call him model face. He got that chiseled model face.
Yeah.
He gonna end up on some Men Health magazine or some shit. He's gonna be embarrassed.
Can't wait.
Yeah, you're talking about home plate face there. Look at that thing. You know what I mean? I mean, it is chiseled. He's the man, as are you, ladies and gentlemen. Marcus Spears. Thank you.
Model face looking ass.
Oh,
yeah. Punk ass.
H&M Men's Health looking ass.
Yep.
Swagoo was cool.
Yeah. He's awesome. Yeah, he's awesome.
I enjoy Swagoo. In my question about like people hearing you whenever you say stuff, because I don't talk to anybody ever, literally, outside of here. I just go home and I work and I go home and I'm here. He has to, like, when you're at ESPN, a lot of people coming and going, you're seeing all these people you're potentially saying stuff about. Because I'll run into somebody who I'm like, oh shit, what could we have said? Great to meet you. And then there's like a look in their eye, and I'm like, oh, we didn't. Okay, we put this person. All right, very nice.
So I can't wait to go to Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, there is like people hear
Moz.
you.
I was gonna ask him about Moz. Does he work with Moz?
Oh yeah, he's with Moz a lot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're a little bitch, Moz. So. All right, we're back in 4 minutes. We'll answer some phone calls and wrap up this beautiful Thursday Night Football. By the way, me and Moz are good.
Yeah,
that's right.
Moz,
We're talking about, well, this was back in the day. This was months and months and months ago.
I still don't even know who Moz is, so you're good with me.
Exactly.
Well, you kind of just dumped on him too, and you're gonna have to
No,
see
I don't know
him.
the real. I don't know who the real human is.
Yeah,
behind
you do.
Moz.
Yeah, you do. All right, we're back in 4 minutes, AJ. Jeez.
Dan Zeus.
No, Dan Zeus has
Zeus.
his rankings. We'll look at that actually on the other side. See him for us.
Big Sale Friday! Big Sale Friday! Big Sale Friday! Big Sale Friday! Big Sale Friday, what? Big Sale Friday, bitch! Big Sale Friday!
Oh, Big Sale Friday.
Big Sale! Big Sale Friday!
Big Sale Friday. Big Sale Friday, dude. 25% off everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the replacement of the risk-free same-game parlay Thursday Night Football Thursday situation that had been canceled indefinitely due to devastating outcomes. Now, we present to you Thursday Night Football Super Boost from the office, from the hottest gambler in the world, Bubba Gumpino.
There's two options.
Whoa.
Oh, no.
There's two.
Well, you're deciding. We're not deciding.
I'm going to throw them out there. We have the New England Patriots minus 5.5 is minus 130. If we could get that to even money, is a thought.
Okay, that's a good boost, by the way. That's 30 points. That's a big boost. But not everybody will say, hey, that's a big boost.
It is.
That's a big boost.
That's 30 cents.
Or the second one.
Per.
New England Patriots money line, Damian Harris anytime touchdown score is plus 125.
So Connor's been banging that Damian Harris drum.
I had a thought of Hunter Henry instead of Damian Harris as well.
Wow.
Guys, we've gone down the same game parlay route on a Thursday, and that's kind of what you're doing with that boost right there.
Yeah, you're right. That is a same game parlay that we're boosting.
Yeah.
So
Damian Harris didn't play last week. I even feel good about a first half.
See, we're not getting into this. You guys see Connor. I appreciate you doing your thing. This is not.
Keep it simple.
Minus
Stevenson's
5.
the guy.
We literally just got done talking about 38 Stevenson being a guy. I know Damian Harris will be back.
Jordan is great. Had 4 touchdowns.
All right, so we're doing Patriots minus 5.5, right? That's what it sounds like. Okay, all right, we did it. Let's go.
Now we go.
Let's get back to the winning side. All right.
Should we just make it real? Should we just say, hey, we're done, we're riding off into the sunset? I mean, do you want it to be live on your show that Vinny's officially done? Is that what you want?
I don't want that, but if it's going to happen, happy it's happening.
Yeah.
I would like that to be known. So don't feel obligated. Don't feel forced.
put it this way. Hey, let me see. Today is what, Wednesday. By Friday, if paperwork goes in, you heard it here first.
First of all, congratulations on a legendary fucking career, dude. In a game that revolves around the score, okay? That's how they pick winners and losers, is in a game in which they keep score. To be the all-time leading scorer in scoring sport, I think many would say, hell of a fucking job. Yeah! Unbelievable. South Dakota kid, you didn't have an easy way either. You went over to Virginia to train. You were a high school teacher, I think, or a substitute teacher. Then you go to the World League over in Amsterdam. Somehow survived the off-the-field activities that you could have fallen into. Stayed focused on kicking. Go into New England. Beat out Matt Barr at some point, even though he had an incredible career. Win Super Bowls. Memorable moments. Biggest moments in the sports history revolve around. Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here on... Is there an echo?
Yeah, a little bit of an echo.
A little bit.
He's juggling a lot of things.
We're good.
We're back here on this Super Boost Thursday Night Football, Thursday in November 18. Today will go down in history. That was so fucked up. I'm so sorry you had to listen to that. That is how people who speak at stadiums who don't have an earpiece in, though, actually hear it.
Oh, yeah.
I've had to speak in an arena where they did not give me the thing. And I'll tell you what, my voice was coming right back at my face. When I did the Colts hammer.
Still got it.
Still there. Turn on the serious stream.
Back.
Turn on the serious stream, I think. And then the entire echo from the Lucas Oil Stadium when I was doing the hammer Dahn situation, the anvil before the game, there was no earpiece. So I heard me 4 times while I was trying to speak. Oh,
It was wild.
it was. I have so much more respect for the people that had to go out there and sing before the technology was had, that it would go into your ear so you wouldn't have to hear it. Because you would see some people get fucked up by it. Oh, say, can you... That's really distracting. See? That's what we're doing there. Sorry about that, AJ. That's on us, dude.
You're good.
I'd like to echo the sentiments, though, if I could.
Yeah.
Of many dog owners, and say it's been a while since we spoiled the shit out of our dogs with Bark Box.
That's right.
Each box comes with 3 toys, 2 treats, and a chew.
Damn.
The people with Bark have one goal, and that's to make your dog happy, to make that tail wag, even if it's just a little nub, like a corgi dog would have.
Sure.
When that little nub gets moving like this, there's nothing cuter, and that's Bark Box's only goal.
Hell yeah.
Join now and get a free extra toy in every single box. That's $60 worth of toys in 1 year for free at barkbox.com/Pat, BARKBOX.com/Pat. Shout out to Bark and Bark Box.
Shout out.
Thank you, Bark Box.
So it's really cool. You just sign up for it, and they'll send you a bunch of treats and toys monthly, and it's the best that your dogs know when they're coming. You don't even have to schedule in a time to go to Petco or anywhere else. It's absolutely amazing. All right, let's wrap up today's show with some happenings in the NFL and the NBA. Protocol is going up for everybody in the NFL through the holiday season. Certain date through certain date, everybody's wearing masks all the time. If you watch Hard Knocks, I don't know if that's just going to be the new norm with everybody how spread out they were. I assume the social distancing rules are back in there. The NFL is calling for videos from the weight rooms that are being shot daily to see and make sure everybody is following these protocols with the mask. The holiday season, we said a couple weeks ago, once COVID remains something, because COVID is still a thing.
Oh, yeah.
COVID's still a thing.
Yep.
You see stadiums packed. You see restaurants packed. You see civilization coming back. Obviously, you see cities and New York breathing and everything. COVID's still a thing, very much a thing, especially in the NFL, where they're trying to have the protocols to have the safest season they could possibly have. We said wait till the holiday season, and we weren't the only ones. The NFL said, oh, you want to go do a little turkey and stuffing with some people, huh? That might be out flipping and gabagool and COVID? Then you're going to wear a mask every single day. I don't care if you're vaccinated or not. And we would like like the Big Brother camera at full times. This is, I guess the NFL feels like they got to do what they got to do here.
Yeah, the holiday season definitely makes them worry. I even saw where they're offering to give tests to your family members that come in town too. So they're really trying to make sure they don't have a big outbreak, I guess.
So, they did that last year too, I think, because you're only allowed a certain number of guests, but they were allowed to come to to wherever the testing site was, get tested, and then get okayed to go see you. So I guess they're trying their best to do this whole thing, and daily testing is probably about to start happening again. So there's no massive spread, because we know Ben Roethlisberger self-reported it. And
Walter Payton Man of the Year.
He's still at home, right?
Yeah. Has he had a negative test yet? And will we find out until his second negative test? Will we find out if he's had one? And then are all eyes on the next test? What if it isn't an accurate test? What if that is actually...
No.
But are they at the point now where the tests are accurate, I assume? Yeah.
They should be.
Yeah, gotta be.
Plus, he'll need a negative tomorrow if he wants to travel with the team, right? On Saturday?
He can fly on his own.
Yeah, and I mean, Ian said it earlier, Mark Madden said it earlier that you know how NFL coaches are. If they're with one quarterback all week and they can't get the starter back until game day, they're going to go with who they trained all week. I'm like, I don't know if that's true.
I don't think that's the case. Not if you have a veteran starter you like.
Yeah, maybe he might be right, though, because Ben is older and maybe he is a little bit banged up, and they're like, we're not going to send you out here without any practice and fresh off a plane, because I assume there is some sort of health thing whenever you're getting off a 5-hour, 6-hour flight straight into LA for a game. But
time change.
If Ben can play, Ben's going to play.
Yeah.
If he will.
This show's ending. Who you got tonight? Patriots?
Patriots minus 6.5.
Me too. I got Patriots minus 5.5 at plus 100, actually. So
yeah. I got minus 5.5 too.
No, lock in AJ. He said minus 6.5.
Lock me in.
6.5.
6.5. Got it. Locked in.
6.5. And if that goes to 7, we'll make sure it's kickoff. All right. AJ and I both got Patriots minus 5.5. It is plus 100. Even money on a super boost on FanDuel. Shout out Gumpy and shout out to all of you. We'll see you tomorrow for a Feel Good Friday. That was really, good traffic control there.
Hell yeah.
Felt good about the traffic control there.
Yeah.
Sometimes in my brain I even see like, ooh.
Damn, Fox.
Way to show up today, Foxy.
Yeah.
So I did figure out how to reverse some. You asked if I could close it and open it. I figured that out. There's a reverse button.
Wow.
Learning something new every day.
So you can Sidney Crosby that, because I learned on That's Hockey Talk last night that Sidney Crosby, if he comes into the house via the basement door, he needs to exit the house via the basement door. I didn't know that. I learned a lot of things on That's Hockey Talk last night. An incredible hockey show. Zito.
Yep.
Great work today, dude.
Thank you. Let's go, Zeke.
Hope Nick's... Go ahead.
Nick can't get back to the earliest Monday, you said, right?
Yeah, and by the way, what the fuck do I know? Like, is that the right time? If he's negative for 4 straight days, that feels like he has combated through the time.
What if he's negative for 2 straight days?
That's NFL rules.
Well, then it's
Saturday and the game's on Monday.
Yeah.
Is he playing?
Is he asymptomatic? And from his first symptom or his first
But
positive?
when they say they have to be asymptomatic, that's on the player. That's on the person. Just report saying yes or no, right?
Well, that is because I was congested still afterwards, but nothing else. None of the fevers, the aches, none of the, the chills that came, none of none of that. That was only in like the first day and a half, 2 days, I think. And then the rest of it, the only symptoms I had was they're just like coughing. And I'm like, well, is that considered a symptom? And then you Google it and they're like, some people experience congestion for 9 months after. And I'm like, holy fuck, I'm going to potentially have this for 9 months. And then the taste and the smell thing, like I never experienced that. My wife experienced that though. That was for a bit. Is that a symptom? That feels like that's a symptom. Which symptoms is always the one that I kind of was confused about.
And you were taking tests after you were asymptomatic, like when you
still positive,
positive, yes.
11 days, 12 days to produce that. I'm like, geez, am I ever going to get out of this fucking COVID cave, dude?
It's a long time.
It's not good for me too. I'm pretty mover. I'm a mover groover. You know what I mean? So whenever you're locked down, it's not great. Speaking of locked down, you guys have had FanDuel Sportsbook locked down for a long time now over there at Hammer. Down. You guys have just been winning and winning and winning. Tonight, 1/2 of the Hammer Dahn Cowboys. the hottest gambler of all time in my eyes. Just watching. I don't know anybody else that does this. I understand there is great handicappers in the history.
Vegas Dave's out there.
Well, shut up, dude.
Yeah,
all right.
That's right.
Diggs didn't like that.
I didn't say he was better. I just said he's out there.
He
He's
is
another
out there. He is out
handicapper.
there. But to openly make picks daily in a show format and have the run of success, you guys. And once again, this might, unless we're being lied to, which Foxy and I had debated early in the run, but now at this point, somebody would tell us, like, hey, these dudes have just won and won and won. And this is not jinxing it because I've given this speech
many times,
like 15 different times, trying to jinx it almost. Like, let's hit a loss here so then we can deal with the loss. These motherfuckers have never had it. It makes no sense. It's amazing. It's awesome. And tonight, the super boost that we all ride upon, which I'm pumped about.
Oh yeah.
Potentially takes a turn forever. And potentially the super boost, Thursday Night Football Thursday, just as another horse that pulls up in between the hammered Dahn Cowboys, you and Bubba Gumpino. How do we feel about that? We're excited. This is what you guys have been preparing for.
Oh, yeah.
This is the preparation. This is where all the things you do when people come to the light. This is when we make all of the money in the world from FanDuel, from the hammered Dahn Cowboys. 10 dicks.
So normally, I would look at last week and I would say the Patriots looked incredible against the Browns. The Falcons looked like dog shit against the Cowboys. And then all the public is on the Patriots, I would automatically go on the Falcons.
Oh, Jesus
Christ.
Christ.
Did you hear
I
that?
said,
what the hell just happened?
Would you assholes let me finish?
Sorry, that is on us. We are a little touchy on this.
But not this week. I looked at it. I ran the numbers. I think the Pats should be 10.5-point favorites.
Whoa! Shit, 5.5 is nowhere near
So the
that.
5.5 at even money is a fucking steal.
Yeah, it's good boost. Super boost, good bet.
Here we go.
To be clear, every super boost is in fact a steal.
Yes.
Yeah,
True.
that's true.
Very much
But this
true.
one,
But this particular one,
even more.
Highway robbery.
Yeah, there you go.
Gumpy, now that it's up on the site, and now that the world is anticipating, and myself included, a turn of the tide in this battle with FanDuel. How do we feel? The beard looks phenomenal. You haven't wavered in your confidence in the Patriots -5.5. Tonight, let's fucking go get it, huh, Gump?
Primetime's been good to me, my friend.
Oh, yeah?
And I think that stays the same tonight.
Hell yeah.
Hey, you're a primetime player, dog.
I love the Pats, man. That team is fucking. I said it from the start of the year. I think Pats might come out of the AFC, man.
Clip it.
They're rolling. They're fucking rolling.
You want to put it on Taker?
Clip it. Yeah, sure. That's a good idea. Yeah.
The Patriots are hilariously good right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sweet. I don't hate Brady anymore because of it.
I don't know, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Because man in the arena?
Definitely has something to do with it. More so the fact that we have a young quarterback who's a rookie who's going to be good for at least 15 years.
Oh, it does feel
so
like
you lost your wife, but you found a hot new young girlfriend. So
Bingo. And my wife was sleeping with like Dewey Johnson.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now
You might be happy
The
about
Rock?
yeah.
Because he won a Super Bowl and the team just looks much better and is everything like
Yeah,
that.
he went to
It's-
the team with everything he's ever wanted.
Be like, oh,
8
she left-
different
yeah, that
5-star
makes sense.
receivers.
Yeah, I could see that.
that makes
You
sense.
know, but
and then
now,
now you're at the beach house.
and I'm hanging out. I'm at Malibu. I got the smoking hot wife now again, and I can look at Dewey.
You guys
and-
got married again?
Oh yeah,
Long term.
Long term.
Yeah.
And Dewey's going to steal that wife, too.
Oh, you shut the hell up,
As
AJ!
is the stepdad to your kids.
Hey. Fuck you! When this rookie contract is up, Dewey's going to be on the phone. DJ at that time, he's probably going to be president.
Yep.
He's going to be even better.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy that happened. Congrats to you guys finding your Mac.
I know. I'm pumped, man.
It's the
What a
return.
guy. Oh, man.
man.
He'll get a nice contract.
Let's get some phone calls. From who?
from New England.
Oh, you guys won't say, hey, everybody else gets paid this. We think you should get paid significantly lower because this is the Patriots.
Let's not forget, we offered him a contract which was more money than he was making in Tampa when it happens. Okay, I think that kind of gets slid under the rug.
Is that real?
2 years, $56 million. Yeah,
That's what they offered Tom when he chose to go to Tampa?
yeah. He said, nah.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
that
yeah.
that has been confirmed.
Uh huh.
By who has it been confirmed by?
It's been in a couple books. I believe it was in the Dynasty book.
Hey, that's crazy because that never gets talked about because the narrative is ran Tom out because I did not know this piece of information. I'd heard this floated out there. I did not know it had been confirmed because a lot of these stories that were coming out about that were all a bunch of bullshit.
Bunch of bullshit. But also like the narrative that they hate each other has been out there forever. And then you watch like the first episode of Man in the Arena. It's like how could Brady or Belichick ever hate each other?
Yeah, and Tom is also editing this, right? In his production company.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to decide.
Gotham Chopra, right?
He's the director, but also they had that 20-minute meeting after the game, too, as well. That wouldn't happen if
What's
they
the
hated
name?
each other.
What's the name?
Gotham Chopra. That's who directed it, right?
Chopra, I do think, and I don't know if they're related, but the Deepak Chopra is one of the authors.
Chopra, yeah.
Isn't Chopra the yoga?
That's the guy who wrote fucking Fear Me Now or whatever.
Kemosabe.
The documentary, the Bikram guy, you mean?
Bikram.
That's not him. That guy is not a great guy.
Doesn't he do hot yoga?
He's a
scumbag,
created.
right?
He's a terrible guy.
Yeah, he's a dirtbag.
Worse than that ref.
Granty?
Yeah.
What? He is worse than that ref.
How was he in?
You gotta draw a line
He is
somewhere.
worse than that ref. Then. Oh, what?
Did he call a good game in Colts Jags last week?
I don't recall.
That was just a 1 o'clock, so nobody knows. But when it's prime time,
I watched the game. Then they won up 17-0. They came off the primary television because it is the Jags.
Sure.
And everything seemed to have happened. Then the game continued to climb back, but there was another game on that I was watching, so I didn't get to pay attention. The Pats game, I think, was going.
He made it by himself that game, by the way.
Well, Carenti had a nice little spotlight in Hard Knocks last night as well.
Did
if
he?
you remember?
Oh,
yeah. Carson yelling like, "Give
Come
it
on,
to
Tony.
him, Tony!"
Yeah.
He comes
Tony.
out of the pile and gives a big, the other way.
Oh.
Made sure the
about
hard cam
himself.
was on him.
Fucking asshole.
Hey,
Piece of
Tony.
shit.
Tony is. He is a part of the Tony Show.
Oh, yeah.
Which I appreciate, by the way. I'm asking for more of that. I'm asking for more refs claiming ownership over there. Hey, when I do good, I would like to potentially rub it in everybody's face. And when I do bad, all right, I'll take it. I'll move on. I reviewed it. It didn't look great. Got the goal. We move on. We reviewed it. I was right. Everybody eats shit. How about that? All right. First down.
That'd be nice, yeah.
Like I said, like I said, at full speed with 2 eyes, that's our 2020, not 16,000 K, zooming in frame by these eyes had it right the first time. First time.
Gabagool.
Then turn the thing off and go, gabagool, and then walk out. Like, that would be amazing. Wouldn't that be electric?
That'd be awesome. It'd also be cool if you didn't lie when you tried to hip check a player as well.
Yes.
Ooh.
He's a scumbag.
Well, it wasn't just that, apparently.
He might be worse than Bikram guy.
No.
Sorry. Heat of the moment.
Zito, this is not a. And then he says heat, by the way.
Don't take it.
He was a terrible guy. But I do like that the Chicago Bear got screwed narrative memo from the league was dropped just half a second before something that definitely just got talked about, and not that one.
Oh, yeah.
And that email, that happens every week. Teams will send things in that they think they got fucked on, and then the NFL will say, "Hey, about that, we're sorry, man. We really do. We'll get it right next time. You make us better." And then they send it back, and then literally nothing happens. Okay, guys are still fired. Terrible calls are still made the next week, the exact same ones. But it is at least a little bit of a win for the coaches to say, "Oh, we did get fucked. Like we actually did get screwed in this situation." So that's that. But the Chicago Bears, when multiple mistakes were made, I didn't see anything in there about the hip check, though. Did you?
I haven't heard anything about it. That's the thing. Like, that's why it's just like, all right, sweep that thing under the rug. Let's keep going.
It doesn't help that Nagy says that taunting was a good call or based like that, or he agrees with taunting.
Well,
that young kids are watching.
It's not just about taunting. He should get. His team should make fun of him for doing that. Like, his team should be like, yeah.
Did you hear Jeff Saturday? Jeff Saturday had a take on it saying, like, it was a garbage sack. It was a coverage sack. That's why Jeff was actually more upset that he was celebrating.
I think he said that to us, right? I think he said that to us.
Really?
But really, legitimately, though, like, the team should take care of it. And the coaches and the players, as opposed to a league mandate. That's just my big thing. Let the players police themselves. Let him get murdered in the film room. Let him get absolutely decimated in the film room about it, or let the Steelers, by the way, come back and dunk on him somehow if you want. But just, I think when you have somebody mandated who has an ego and is potentially, wrong or right, like to determine a game, that's a wild thing for the NFL to institute. We said it when it happened, and now we're watching it in real time. Like, we get why you're putting it in, but the way it's put in, point of emphasis, just doesn't make sense.
It's very subjective too. Like on the ref, I'm sure as a ref, you can say, well, think about it. A 65-year-old ref compared to a 38-year-old ref, they probably view it a little differently. They can say what they want, like, no, I just go by the rules. But there is there's some personal judgment in there. You have to make the call.
And hopefully they'll continue to figure it out, or it'll just fade away. And maybe, just maybe the refs never make a mistake again, huh?
Hey,
they'll start tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, good luck, NFL refs.
No, just wait. There'll be 5 or 6 terrible roughing the passer calls this week.
Oh,
Friday night.
Oh, yeah.
Mac Jones has gotten a few.
Oh, there'll be phantom PIs tonight. Oh, no. Yeah. Anyways, we got some breaking news in the soccer world.
Whoa. Wow.
Hey, listen, we're a big soccer show, and Martin Ziegler, at Martin Ziegler, he's breaking Premier League agrees new 6-year, $2 billion deal with NBC. Hey, congrats, Hey, now maybe with all that money you're throwing around with NBC, why don't you put up a little cashola to take on the champion of the MLS?
Boom.
That's right.
Okay? You want to go ahead and try to become the top league in the world with this $2 billion marketing plan, and, you bring Cristiano back into Man U. Oh. Cristiano said, I'm getting out of here. We don't make the Champions League.
I'm done.
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Listen.
It's what he said. He said, oh, my God, I'm going to get the hell out of here. What are you doing? So are you guys dead maybe over in the Premier League? Not the case. You guys are not dead, but why don't you play against the MLS champions? And let's go pink slips. Okay,
Boom.
let's go
There
cups.
we go.
Put the cups up, and let's really be a league if we really want to do this.
This is good news. NBC already does a great job with the Premier League Saturday and Sunday mornings. It's a great watch. I'm glad they kept it. $2 billion, that's a lot of scroll, though.
Yeah, that is a lot of money, and it is awesome in the morning to turn it on and have a game, and also to live bet potentially and say, oh, that bloke looks like he's running faster than everybody. I'm going to go ahead and hammer him live score. Let's go ahead and do that. There's also some more breaking news. Zito says that Ari Mirov tweets, the Falcons will be rocking their black throwback. Oh, no.
Oh,
no. Is that? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Gumpy? The Patriots -5.5 super boost. Is it safe or not? We need to put some respect on the throwbacks that the Falcons are wearing, or you still feel like that's just part of the show, that ain't even part of the actual meal?
Yeah, we're good. No worries here, Paul.
All right. Okay. Fuck it. All right. I mean, it was cool to do the
dirty bird.
Back.
I don't know.
Doesn't hurt their chances, right? Falcons, it's not going to make players play better, but it's not going to make play worse.
It makes it look faster out there.
Well, they might be a little bit nervous because they're wearing such good.
True.
Maybe they're dressing for their own funeral.
Oh!
How about that, dude? How about that?
By the way, they're probably all great people.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
We're just saying at this particular standpoint, the way we're talking and the way we're acting is strictly because we might have a new thing on these Super Bowl Thursday night. Thursday.
Maybe the Pats are wearing their all whites, though.
Oh. Yeah, near Thanksgiving time, guys love that. Give me the white Spanx.
Yeah,
Thursday night.
Put me on 8K.
They still do Thursday night color rush games. Those were
awesome.
They have them available, but I believe our color rushes were all blue. So I don't think that flies against all black.
So you might have to do the all whites.
Yeah.
Thursday night color rush was awesome.
Awesome. Except for the all whites. They were terrible. And that was just the Colts jerseys.
And the Jaguars all mustard.
Oh, that was awesome.
Sweet.
That was awesome.
The Rams all yellows were sweet, too.
The neon greens in Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
Those stole a show, didn't they? The powder blues, I think, for the Chargers.
Oh, yeah.
What happened to that? That was a money grab, right? More jerseys to be sold.
Well, and I just saw that I believe the Giants are playing in their color rush uniforms on Monday.
Oh, I did
against the Bucks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
The whites.
Brady does
All
hate
whites.
the
They look
Giants
pretty
more than any
sweet.
other team.
Let's go to a, yeah, he does, because of what Eli did, yeah. Let's go to the phones real quick before we end this show. AJ, you've crushed it today, dude.
Thank you.
He made some stuff kind of ridiculous, but
like what?
When you asked Ian about fucking
Oh yeah, Gruden.
How would you not?
What did you? Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, I'm thankful that you would ask it because I just wouldn't even waste the time because there's no way he was going to answer that. You know what I mean?
You never know, though.
Yeah, what if he did just... So my sources are telling me actually that the NFL legal team is a little bit torn on what to do in this particular game.
I think it was a bit telling at how he instantly is like, no, Gruden's not getting anything.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think that was going to be the answer.
Yeah, well, yeah, because that's not the only thing that's currently, in legislation or court or whatever you get it. This St. Louis Stan Kroenke thing might get ugly. I mean, now people are reporting that Stan might throw the other owners under the bus and make them do their own thing. The NFL has never operated that way, ever. Jerry Jones and others have potentially tried to. They've always been very tight. That one per club meeting that they have every year or whatever, the NFL has never been split. It feels like they're always a unified front. Roger Goodell is their voice, and there's probably a lot of bickering, a lot of disagreements. Most people who are very successful might have differing opinions on how to do something with other successful people, but they all have to buy in for one cause. So the reports of Stan potentially throwing everybody else under the bus, I don't know if that's ever happened before or would ever happen because there's been a lot of money around the NFL for a long time, but maybe this is the thing that could potentially turn the entire page. And next week, I would like you to ask Ian about that and hear what he says.
Oh, yeah, I'll definitely make sure I follow up with Ian about that. But I'm sure they have all kind of arguments, these owners behind the scenes, but they know, hey, publicly, we have to show like that we're together no matter what. No matter how much they're fighting behind the scenes, I think they want to make sure they give the appearance like, yeah, we're two together. We're too much of a team. Don't even try to take us on if you're the union.
And who knows how much Sun Tzu, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
He's died?
Long time ago, I heard.
Oh, okay.
Art of War, appear strong when weak and then appear weak when strong or whatever in there. And it's basically, that whole thing. They appear strong all the time. So there's probably massive amounts of disagreements that happen behind closed doors, never really ripple out. That's why at that NFL meeting, when Mark Davis said, yeah, I think this was kind of terribly handled. I think they should release all the emails, and then just kind of left. It was like, whoa. That never happens in the NFL. That's just a little bit of weakness being displayed publicly from a business sense. They always prey on the players being separated. They always pray, I think, in business, being like, hey, these people are going to do this is going to do this. They are always a type on, but maybe in 2021, it has come to the time where disagreements are going to be brought to public because so much shit is potentially happening in the biggest league in the world.
Going back to the NBC thing with the Premier League, how many games do they show? Obviously, I'm guessing they stream a bunch on Peacock through that.
I think there's, 2 in the morning? Isn't there 2 games in the morning when I wake up?
Peacock, between them and Peacock, they have every game. A few are on USA Network, but other than that, they got every EPL game.
But they're playing games during the week, though, right? They're showing them?
Yeah, Champions League is on Paramount Plus, unfortunately.
Okay.
That's a thing.
Just so much money for 6. I'm like, how many games is it?
They play 38 in a season.
How many is NBC going to show? That's what I'm wondering.
Every one. They get every one.
Wake up, dude.
No, I can't with soccer. I mean, that's not is that for America? That's international.
No, that's just the U.S.
That's
MLS
just the U.S. market.
Yeah, it's on. The Zone has the rights in Canada.
What do you think those rights are worth everywhere else?
Oh, $100 billion. Like how much?
There was a point they were doing them pay-per-view in England for $10 a game.
And then how many people? Like, what is? You think those deals? Because you start thinking about the NFL. The NFL had $110 billion, right?
Yeah.
In media rights. What is the Premier League? What is the Champions League? I wonder what everybody is.
Probably
Insane.
upwards of that.
Yeah.
Like the NFL. I'm surprised the BBC Network didn't get on.
Is Premier League the top dog, like the number one that you want?
No, MLS. But you can't get that.
Yeah.
You can
Who has the MLS?
You can wrestle that away from ESPN2. Then
Fox Sports 1 and ESPN2. But who has their international? Or does the MLS air in Europe?
Yeah. On their main networks. It's the beautiful game.
Okay, so that is on their BBC.
I don't know if this answers any questions, but the EPL basically made $3.9 last year. $3.9 billion last year.
Is that euro or?
It just says billion. It's dollar bill.
With the E? Oh, okay. Dollar bill.
Yeah, so nobody's touching the fucking NFL. I thought so. You guys were all saying north of that. I didn't think there was any chance. But $2 billion just in America is huge, I feel like. That's a great deal.
I didn't realize it was just in America. Until you told me.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, until I was told.
Yeah.
Hey, you and I, guess what we did? We learned at the same fucking time. That was
They
pretty
also
cool.
don't get NBC Sports in Canada. Just
I was
NBC.
gonna say, I think NBC's
The hell's that about?
right?
How does that work?
It's Canada getting screwed.
Well, Canada had an opportunity a long time ago. They chose not to. There was a time.
Fools.
Hey, you want? Hey, no, hey.
No, we're good, buddy.
No,
Thank you.
Fuck off, buddy.
Hey, Gumpy, you got to be a pretty good painter by now, right?
16 years. This son of a bitch can do whatever he needs to
Yeah,
do.
I'd say I could swing a decent brush, AJ.
You still do it, though? I'm saying, like, if Connor's like, hey, man, I need my bedroom painted, you still come and cut in the corners and everything?
Oh, yeah, I did.
He did my
I
house.
did Zito's. I did
very
Nick's.
nice.
I think he's got 3 houses in the house or in the office already. Whenever people moved in, it was like Gumpy came in, put the music on, went right back in there.
See, I don't mind. House painting is nothing compared to what I used to do.
So what did you do? You literally like fire hose of paint you used to have to do on these
throw
shit?
on the Tyvek suit, the white suit, full face respirator, and fucking grab a hose and start hosing down a boat.
Outside, inside? How big were the
Either
boats? What type
both.
of boats?
Little rooms you do. Like, it got to a point though where you weren't spraying inside of boats anymore because you weren't allowed to anymore with other people on the boat.
Oh, the evolution.
Yeah.
Of
But,
knowledge.
Like when I first started, you were fucking hosing out rooms on every boat every day. Just
Are these like big
spraying everything.
tankers or what?
Yeah, absolutely massive.
Like military boats.
Yeah, but cruise ships, we would roll the side of the ship in like
On like little buggies?
7 days on man lifts, like 120
Man lifts, yeah.
foot man lifts.
Those cruise ships are so fucking large. You ever look out at sea, it's like you'll see a big boat and it's like, God damn, that's got to be a lot of money. And then that boat, and then a cruise ship comes and you don't even see the sun for like 5 minutes. It's like, how do those float? How the fuck
Great
do they?
question.
How do they float? I have no idea. I'm not but you had to, so how many?
Are they on dry dock, Gump, or how's that work?
Yeah, we have the dry dock I worked at is the biggest dry dock on the West Coast.
No big deal. He's
Jesus
big
Christ.
dry dock
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
And then
How'd
they
you get that gig?
Hold on. Did they do the dump into? Yeah, how did you get that gig? And then do they do the dump into the water that I seen on the internet the other day, where it looks like it's about to fall over and then
No,
it stands
so
back up?
the dry dock will be filled with water and they'll set up blocks for it to sit on. They'll open up the gate, boat comes in, drain the water, it sits on the blocks.
Oh, smart. How'd you start doing that?
Just fucking dropped out of college and I was 18 years old. And fucking
Hey, grab a hose, pal.
I
They
wanted to
said.
be a laborer and they said, do you want to do a painting apprenticeship? I said, oh, fuck, sign me up, pal.
How cold?
Not that bad.
No, just
West Coast.
Canada.
16 degrees Celsius.
It's about close as it cold as
Careful.
God, about minus 10 degrees Celsius.
Which is what in our room?
That's a good question.
22 degrees Celsius.
Why don't we all get on the same page with that?
14
Well,
Fahrenheit.
because they had an opportunity way back in the day, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
said, "Hey, no, pal, hey, fuck off."
I tried to switch last winter. I just got confused. I can't change that.
Hey, 16 years painting ships, pal. It's going to be tough to move from 1 degree temperature wise to the other.
That's right. Without being biased, which one's better?
Definitely ours.
we
Dude.
know.
Ours is way
By
better.
a mile?
Ours is
Yeah.
way better. Dude. The 0 one makes so much more sense.
Yeah. It does. But
What is, you're Celsius, right? Yeah.
Yeah, just zero's freezing.
Hey, which would make so much sense. Why did we fuck with it? I wonder, because we had to have, right?
Because
32,
46 Celsius is like 118 degrees, and that just makes no sense. If
Oh,
it's
so
hot
that-
out, you can't
True.
be like, Jesus fucking Christ, it's 43 degrees Celsius today. It's like, hey, it's
Yeah.
fucking 105 degrees.
So
out
it's
here.
because of the dramatics. We wanted to make it
Probably,
a little bit more
exactly.
dramatic heat.
Probably.
So you guys had like the basic version, and everybody's like, oh, we got to be a little bit deeper, right? There's more temperature in between 0 and 1, actually, isn't there? So that's probably why we changed it, huh?
There's
Do they do wind chill too?
Yeah. What do you guys have wind chill?
Yeah. Kilometers, though.
No wind.
Oh, kilometers. What is that?
Kilometers. Jesus.
Do you say your weight in stone? Like, oh, I'm 9.5 stone.
Pounds, you asshole.
What about money? Pounds?
No, money.
Loonies and
You're-
toonies.
you're
Canadian
upset.
dollars.
No, loonies and toonies are gone, right?
Nah, loonies and toonies survived. The $2 bill is dead.
Oh, moment of
Us
silence,
too.
moment of silence,
Fuck.
moment of silence.
Not in America. It's not dead.
Yeah, it's still running real hard.
They originally wanted to call the toonie the doubloony, but they went with the toonie.
The blue.
Double loony.
Well, I'll tell you what, those loons and tunes, man. Doubloony would have been awesome.
Yeah, bring that back.
I didn't know those were still a thing.
Oh, yeah.
I was betting loonies and toonies up there when I was like 16 years old at those
Bugs
casinos.
Bunny popped up when I searched it.
They were awesome.
In Windsor?
Niagara Falls.
Oh.
It's awesome. It is the best. I've never
even been there.
I've never been to Windsor either. And by the way, I don't think you're supposed to go to Niagara Falls as an adult. Like, I don't,
To see the falls, though, right? I can go see the falls at least.
I mean, I guess.
A lot of
That's
wineries
pretty quick.
and stuff, too.
Don't they stink?
The falls?
Yeah.
No, they're awesome.
Do they feel big? Like, are they like, oh, wow, I see what people are talking about?
Yeah, and you get hit with it. There's a mist that you get hit with whenever you're over there, but the mist normally is so goddamn cold, you actually are like, all right, I'm about done with this. You like take a picture. Now, unless you get down in the boat, and I assume families do that, the Maid of the Mist.
Maid of the Mist.
Sure. Maid of the Mist, you get down in there and they show you the horseshoe waterfall and like Niagara Falls, the whole thing,
How many, though, in the time when they're giving all these tours out? There's had to be 5 or 6 boats that got too close and boom, flipped him over dead.
I think there has been a little bit confident, cocky captains out there that have maybe said my Maid of the Mist will get closer to the mist than anybody else's, and maybe boom, capsize situation for the captain. But it seemed to be pretty safe. The barrel, the people that went over on barrel, I think they all died.
Oh yeah,
Some people have made it. There's some people have made it.
Really, in the barrel?
Yeah. I've seen stuff on YouTube. They go over like the history of people trying it, and there's definitely people that have lived.
Okay, well, congrats to them, man.
Yeah,
by the way,
good job.
That's all. By the way, those people were bored. All right, they were sick of whatever life was
Yes.
going on. They're like, give me a fucking wooden barrel. I'll go over the largest waterfall the earth has ever seen.
I would like to see Chris Angel do that.
Well, the Walendas utilized Niagara Falls, and I was kind of pumped for him. But then it turned out that if he would have fell, he would have got the bungee jump over the Niagara Falls, which is one of the coolest things of all time.
Yeah.
So, like, worst case scenario for the wild and wonderful Walendas was you get the bungee jump in the coolest place of all time. So that was whenever we all kind of turned on the Walendas.
Yeah, done with them.
Zito just dropped in my ear that we have some breaking news. Canadian money is monopoly money.
It looks just like it.
That's what
Is that what they're still using where Gumpy lives?
Yeah, because if it gets wet or anything, it can't get wet. Like if it goes through the
What does
washer
Zito
dryer,
think other
it's fine.
company or other countries' money
Coins?
looks like?
I don't know. There's no way Zito has
See,
seen
look up a euro.
other
real quick.
currencies.
Yeah, it's a coin.
How about a franc? Do they still got the francs
Franc,
over in
also a
France?
coin.
Yeah.
Yen is crazy too.
Also a coin.
I have some Japanese money. What was that? I had a bunch of it. It doesn't work here.
Really?
I can't.
Thought for sure it did.
I couldn't get anything.
You take it to Walgreens?
I had a couple different countries' money, like a pretty significant amount, and then also a pretty significant amount of chips from casinos that I visited. And there's like, yeah, I'm never going to see this is fake. This is not never going to happen.
The chips are harder to
exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the money. I mean, I guess you got to go to one of those spots at like a mall or a store. What did you think the money looked like? That is a great question because Zito came in my ear. Monopoly money in Canada.
This money looks more like our money.
Yeah, I think
But the
so.
Canadian was very colorful.
So our money is the currency of the international currency, right?
What do you mean?
Depends where you are.
You cannot use
Isn't the euro
our
more?
money in Europe.
Yeah, I think euro is top dog now.
No, but it wasn't always that, right?
No.
Like we were in there, and then I think like there was other entities potentially that were trying to make their dollar the international dollar. Because whenever I would used to travel up to Canada, I travel up to Canada for what we're talking about right here, to go gamble as a 16-year-old or whatever, but I had an ID saying I was 19 or 20, and that's all you have to be up there, and it was basically, a fantasy thing. Whenever you would. Where was I headed? Remind me. Right there.
Going up there with the change in currency.
Oh, yeah, you go in. Okay, so you go in, you have to get your money. And we would lose. We'd be losing to them. So I'd get less money. And then I cash out on Sunday going back, and we'd be beating them, and I would get less money. So it was like I would lose money going into Canada, and then I would lose money coming out of Canada because the money was literally jumping like that. That happens all.
How does that flux so like?
It happens,
over a
I think,
weekend?
all day, every day. I think that literally happens all day, every way.
Yeah, the exchange rate is always changing, isn't it?
I think it honestly is like something you can even watch.
Yeah.
And it might have been like a Monday or a Friday to a Monday that it happened. It was like, I literally lost money coming in and going out. What the fuck did America do over the weekend? Why couldn't we have done that on Thursday? That would have been much better for everybody. I was just thinking back to Canada. What a hilarious place.
Yeah.
Lawless.
I mean, we were just having a great time up there. Is that how all of Canada is? Is Canada just a great time up there? Is that what it is?
For the most part, yeah.
Toronto, super clean.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Clean as
Montreal is the spot. Banff is very nice as well.
What is that? That's a place?
Yeah, it's in Calgary. It's like a ski destination.
What about Manitoba?
Manitoba is very nice.
Whistler's my favorite.
What about
Whistler
Quebec?
is beautiful. That's where I did my
Quebec's
stag.
in Montreal.
Montreal is in Quebec.
My stag
Same
was in
fucking
Whistler.
difference.
Yeah,
Whistler
Whistler's the
Village.
spot.
A Whistler's sweet.
Man, do you know anything about Canada, by the way? We are so close. We grew up there, like in America. I don't know shit about Canada. I realized that whenever I started talking to people from Canada. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I've only been to Windsor, which is barely Canada.
Yeah, that's like Niagara Falls is not.
Yeah.
It's like State Fair Canada. I assume, like America. Like, hey, Americans, come here. We have a big Frankenstein on top of this Burger King for you to come walk by and get tempted into. Here's a Ripley's Believe It or Not museum. Here's a this museum. Here's this, and then here's 2 casinos. It was like fake. I didn't experience.
Did you know you can't go to Canada if you have a DUI?
Really?
Yeah, we went there we went to Whistler for a President's Club, and the one guy I worked with had a few DUIs, and he wasn't allowed to go to Canada.
Wow.
Was it multiple DUIs or just what if you?
It might have been multiple.
It's a criminal charge in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
He had to blow into his car to start it, so
charge
I
in
assume
America,
it was
too.
multiple.
Don't eat deep dish. You're telling me old Blow and Go couldn't get into Canada? Never would have guessed.
Whistler's that ski resort we were talking about yesterday too.
Yes.
Yeah, I was talking about maybe getting. Are you a skier? Probably not.
I've never snow skied.
You have lake skied?
Water skier.
I mean, I've water skied, wakeboard, and just never done any. Yeah, never snowboard or snow ski. I'd like to do it though.
Me, that's what I'm kind of getting to that point in my life where I've gone skiing one time and I ended up going down a diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
a black one, black
steep
diamond.
one.
A black
Named
diamond.
Sonny Bono.
It was called, well, unlike Sonny Bono, there was no trees. It was actually called the Face. It was just straight down basically, and it was.
So what'd you do? Swoosh back and forth?
Nope. Straight down. I went straight down, had no idea how to stop, literally went through all the cross traffic, gave like a hill, like one of those, basically made it all the way back to the lodge, took the skis off, said, all right, probably shouldn't be doing any more of this.
Johnny
So
Tsunami.
that was the only time I went. But I feel like that is something that people do and enjoy a lot of. And I think vitamins are a part of that and views. And I kind of want to get into it. So we started talking about that yesterday. And I saw Chuck's backdrop there. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. That looks like
I want to do it to where the only way I'm going to do it is if you go with the right group of people, whoever, and you stay on a house that's on the hill with a hot tub, and I can ski from the house right onto
Ski
the
and ski
view.
out.
Yeah, and by the way, I want my own chairlift.
Yeah.
Oh, do they have that?
I have no idea. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm not part of the ski community.
They have gondolas though, and that's where like you take your skis off, put them on the sides. You can like go into
That's
the
when it
gondola.
takes a long time
That's
to-
where you consume your vitamins, and that's usually like a 5-minute trip up.
Oh, so you get a
Very
chance to see the view.
See the view, relax a little bit. just
How
kinda
uncomfortable?
Sounds amazing.
How uncomfortable is the shit? It does. How
Not
uncomfortable
that
is
uncomfortable.
the
And
costumes?
It's pretty comfy.
Yeah.
Ski boots, the boots will be the most uncomfortable part. But you
take
also
'em
get
off.
those molded
But
in your face.
I can't snowboard. I know that. Me on a skateboard, not good. We've all seen that. But skiing, I think I could potentially maybe be okay.
Yeah, Pat, your hips are built a lot like my dad's. My dad's a hell of a skier.
Yeah.
You would be
Good
a
ass.
good
You
ass
go fast.
skier if you got into it. And you would love the vitamins on the top of the mountain. There's no place better than the top of the mountain vitamin little
You got to worry about
we called
sunburn.
it a,
You gotta make
pit
sure
stop.
you put.
Yeah, because I will get burnt there. In the après ski, I heard the après ski is like a good time or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But literally, when I went down that thing called the Face,
Uh-huh.
all right, it was called the Face because it was very steep, and we looked it up yesterday on the trail map.
It's that wisp.
I literally just did. I hit the thing and just locked it in. Literally just locked it in like this because I'd seen my other friends try. There was skis sticking into the side of the thing from a couple of accidents that happened on the way down. All my friends that were there just looked small at the bottom of the hill that they had gone before me. I was the last one. And I literally just locked it in and went all the way down, just eating it. And there was no chance. I was scared to fucking death. I almost shit my pants. But I felt like, this would be a fun thing if you actually did like a trail or something.
Oh yeah.
And you got a little vitamin right there on the on the jacket, probably.
It's easy too. You get the
Attached to your jacket.
Yeah, like
It's
right,
the best, dude.
right
Like a
here.
camelback.
Yeah, like those beer helmets. You know what I mean? Get one of those. I think I want to get
It's
into
the best.
that.
It's awesome.
Well, and if you went to Colorado, you could probably get one of those like THC drinks that you could put into a camelback like that and do it that way.
And music, probably.
Oh yeah, headphones are a must.
Oh,
You just can't be too loud.
what do you mean?
If you get too loud, all the snow comes down.
Oh, you're talking about the avalanche.
Yeah.
So make sure your headphones aren't.
Yeah, don't yell.
I won't. I'll be quiet, man. I understand. I respect nature. Yeah, dude. Thank you, Mitt. Fucking knows.
Did Mitch just call Zito a dumbass?
I believe you. I believe you did. We respect nature, dude. I don't want to be on the bottom one.
Avalanches are real, dude.
Yeah, but if they do, I want that one dog that I watched a documentary on. There's this one dog that literally went through the snow.
Saint Bernard.
Boom, boom, boom. I don't.
Snow dogs.
It was.
They carry kegs on there.
Is Tim Allen in that?
Yeah.
No, Cuba Gooding Jr.
Your guy.
He was OJ Simpson.
My guy. How's he my guy? He was great in OJ.
All right, let's get to a phone
Good
call.
radio,
So, guys, I've been
too.
saying I've been doing it for. He was. Hey, he
Oh,
was.
yeah, radio.
And then also, no, I don't remember.
Would you ever do
Man of Honor.
There it is.
Would you ever do an Iditarod?
With the dogs?
Yeah.
Answer's no. Let's go to
Can't
let's go to Dave.
Very dangerous, I heard.
Yeah, very dangerous and very cold, and the dogs have to hate you.
Oh, yeah.
But shout out to whoever. I understand that some. Hey, you do what you got to do.
That's your thing out there.
That this ain't going to be for
That's
me.
still a sport?
Let's go to Dave, and it's still happening. I think there's like an annual event. I have looked into it a couple times. I've seen videos and go, I don't think that's for me. And then I see movies where people are trapped in caves. And that's not for me. I'm not a survivor. I won't get I'll probably get ate from all the doggies. Let's go to Dave in Pittsburgh. What's going on, dude, on the 5-Hour Energy phone line? Go to 5hourenergy.com. Use promo code McAfee. Get 10% off your order of any of the 15 original flavors that are absolutely delicious and energizing for at least 5 hours. What's going on, Dave?
What's going on, Pat? How you doing?
Keep it moving, Dave.
Hey, from the bottom of my black and gold heart.
Dave, you sound terrible.
Sound good,
Yeah, Dave, you sound terrible, Dave. Dave, you sound terrible. Are you on Bluetooth? Are you speakerphone? Are you holding it too tight? What
Are we better? Are we better now?
Yeah, here we go, Dave.
Hey, sorry about that, guys. My bad. That's my bad.
All good, Dave.
Bottom of my black and gold heart. How you doing out there?
Hey, you're doing pretty good, Donner. How you doing, pal?
I'm pretty good, man. I was watching that game.
Is he from Philly too, like you?
Hold on, Dave. Hold on, Dave, please. Hold on, Dave.
yeah.
Dave, please hold on.
Yeah.
You need to pipe down.
How do you say water?
Okay, that is Philadelphia. They say water. Okay, we say, well, I'd love to drink some water out of the hose.
Yeah.
Okay, that is how it goes. But Philly and Pittsburgh, same state. Colleen Wolf, Philly. We are from Pittsburgh. AJ has reminded me numerous times at very random points of my life with text messages that Colleen Wolf thought Philadelphia and Pittsburgh were the same place.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm sure that didn't make you upset. I'm like, hey, AJ, relax, we're past this. Then 2 hours later, Philly and Pittsburgh, same place. He texted me. It's like, whoa,
Easy,
AJ.
pal.
Dave knows.
Very far away. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, what is he talking about, Dave? What do you want to talk about, Dave?
What I want to talk about, man, so I was having some vitamins with a friend of mine, and we were thinking,
illegally
after the game, how can they make this better? You can't just have a tie. So we were thinking, I was thinking, hey, let's put them up to 30, see who scores every time. If they don't score, game's over. He says, hey, what about just a kickoff every time? Every single time. You don't score, the other team kicks off. Then the other team kicks off. As a gangster kicker yourself, I know you would love it.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. I do believe this guy's friend potentially heard our idea.
Yeah, we talked
and did enjoy. And Dave, by the way, knows the show. He knows we would like it. A kickoff would be the beautiful thing. It's actually how the Lions and the Steelers should have ended. I mean, if you tell me Santosa and Boswell get to go out there from the 30-yard line with just a holder with the teams lined up like it's the PGA Tour and the entire stadium going banana land, and if Boz makes it, then Santoso has to make it, and then they back up. If one missed, the other one wins. That should be at least a consideration.
That would have been a pretty quick kickoff as soon as they started.
Santoso was 12 yards short from 36.
Well, it was 48. It was 48, but you're right. I believe right now at this current time frame, I don't know if anybody wants to go one-on-one with Boswell right now. He hit a 51-yarder, 52-yarder, 56-yarder, all in Heinz Field within the last 3 weeks. That place is impossible to kick. Look at what Santoso did there.
The greatest fourth quarter.
Boss is awesome.
Kicker of all time.
He's hot right now. But could you imagine the atmosphere? We've pitched it numerous times. But imagine those two kickers walking out with like their little holder. There's a holder thing that you got. It's a little tripod. And basically it's just, it kind of sits like this. And then there's a little part that goes out and you just lean it and it holds for you. Okay, so you don't have to have a holder every single time, obviously. And those things have evolved very nicely from the original version, which it looked like and felt like you were going to break your foot because there was a piece of metal about 1.5 inches away from the ball. It has evolved. Them just going out there with their holders and putting it down, which happens at kicking camps to begin with. Oh, that environment. The music that could be played by the stadium.
Man.
Yeah, that's the original. That one was the worst of all time. I mean, that is very, very, very... I think I broke my toe like 3-4 times off of that thing.
Damn.
Just like whack. How you doing? And then the top of it ends up getting all loose and the ball won't stay anymore and starts tipping over. So you got to wrap like Scotch tape around the top of it. Then you got to put a little thing. And then now this is the game. Yeah, this is a game changer.
Much better. Without the block, though.
I think it's wizard kicking, I believe is who it is.
Wizard
kicking. That was really smart. That was really smart of them. That was a good business move. They made a lot of people's lives better. But yeah, let's fucking do it. Why are we tying?
Makes no sense. Thought this was football.
Speaking of tying, that won't happen tonight. We'll either win or we will lose, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. We're live 11 to 2 tomorrow. Big Sale Friday. Ooh. Everything at store.patmcafeeshow.com is 25% off. And we got a bunch of new shit dropping for Big Sale Friday tomorrow. That starts at 11. At the same time the show starts, we'll probably make a massive announcement out of it, celebrate it, and say thank you to everybody that is a part of our team all year round. This has been a pretty cool little moment for the office to put some things together, hopefully create some new stuff. These footballs are going to be for sale. We've been trying our best. We've been trying. I'm not a big hey, you should try to get products that make money and just are kind of shit. And we used to sell T-shirts, and it's like very standard part of the internet business is the merch business and T-shirts and everything like that. We have tried, and I have tried to up the quality of stuff that we're giving out at the best level it could be. And we have a lot of shit that is about to drop on there tomorrow. I'm super excited about it, and I can't thank everybody enough in advance for buying and being a part of our team. And your money is going to go to a hilarious place whenever we figure out where we'll probably end up donating all of it or giving it back.
Oh, yeah.
We are at an interesting point in time for this particular show. And that massive announcement that I alluded to maybe a couple weeks ago when I said I'm up to something, seems like it has gone into the express lane. It seems like it is speeding up. It seems like the destination is getting close. And it feels like we're probably going to be able to say something here in the next week or two.
Okay.
Big.
Yeah.
Substantially large.
For sure in the next week or two?
I don't know. We'll be back tomorrow. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Feel Good Friday, we're off at 11. Big Sale Friday starts tomorrow at 11. Let's enjoy the hell out of this Super Boost tonight. Can't wait to dance on the grave of FanDuel tomorrow morning alongside the Canadian Stallion that we will ride into the promised land.
Hell yeah.
This evening as the Patriots fly down to take on the Falcons. AJ, thank you, boys. Thank you. Hammer Dahn's in 15 minutes at youtube.com/Hammer Dahn. See you tomorrow.